right. You guys ready to get this show on the road? How y'all doing? Come on and like this video. Yes. Yes. We gonna have a good old time tonight. Come on through and comment. Y'all know I love to see your comment. Yes. All right. Honey, when I tell you Joe Budden, y'all gotta hear what Joe Budden gotta say about Monique. It is so sick that he's gatekeeping Kevin Gates and the gatekeepers. Also, I want to address on this live, I don't know if you guys heard, but it's an audio that's going around. It's Oprah's makeup artist, and honey, when I tell you he's exposed Oprah for who she really is, honey, yeah, we got a show for y'all tonight. Hey Ray, how you doing, Bishop? Good to see you, baby girl. Hey niece, what's going on, Scotty? Hey Crystal, how you doing, love? It's always great to see you. What's up, Rashad? Yes, and just to let you guys know, the phone lines are already open. So you guys want to get in now. Get in first in line. So I'll be the first one because you already know you have something to say about this. And we want to hear from the people, the real people. Yes. Yes. All right. Shout out to Cat, child. I love your comments. You just don't comment one time. You keep on commenting. I love when y'all keep on commenting. Keep the comments coming. Keep the lights rolling. And don't forget to subscribe. All right. Shout out to New York. How y'all doing? We are up here in the atmosphere. And honey, when I tell you, we had an epic live last night. Oh my goodness, I really enjoyed you guys calling in. I enjoyed the atmosphere. We could agree and disagree as a community and still be respectful for one another. And that's what it's all about. Now, honey, when I tell y'all this stuff was going on, why is all of these black men coming for Monique? It is sick. It's almost like they are attacking her. You guys got to hear what Joe Budden has to say about Monique, honey. Okay? It is ridiculous. And all because I guess him and Kevin Hart are real good friends. He goes into detail about Kevin Hart and Monique's situation. You guys know Monique has been done wrong by Kevin Hart, Tyler Perry, and Oprah. And we want to hear from the people. We want to hear from you guys. Like I said, the phone numbers are already out. So let's play. You guys ready? Press one if you guys ready. Now, we only got 31 likes. And you know it's a shame when we going against these gatekeepers and we only have 31 likes. If y'all support the channel, I need y'all to make it known. Like this video. Please like this video. It helps with the algorithm. We're trying to push this channel into the algorithm. So, hey, more people can come in. We can get more voices. And people need to know what is going on with Monique. And we know that people don't understand what's going on because we got people like Mr. Smith and Joe just talking out the side of their mouth when they really don't know what's going on. And I fear it's a lot of people that feel like them, so they need to be educated and they need to be aware the seriousness that's going on in Hollywood because it can happen to you. It can happen to your nephew, your son, your daughter, anybody. Okay, let's play. Let's play. Get these likes up, y'all. Let's not play. Here we go. I'm going to take it from the top.
And this is not even my most egregious issue with her interpretation in watching this. She goes on to say that her and Kevin Hart had a conversation, them two. And in that talk, somebody said...
His lawyer.
No, they were talking to each other, not his lawyer. One of them said, hey, we're gonna do some work. I'm an executive produce on your shit. The talk that you had.
Yes.
The phony
We
talk.
know the talk.
Yeah.
He had the
It'd be phony.
He had the phony talk. She said, I immediately hung up and called my company,
Yes.
Endemol, and said, Kevin Hart said that he is down to executive produce and work and do such and such and such. Tell that to the company you're talking to, because that's going to get this greenlit faster. Of course, if you add Kevin Hart's name to anything, she's not the only one that knows that. Kevin Hart knows that also. So now, that's not how I do business as a billionaire or someone that has those goals.
That's true.
That is not how we conduct
That's not
business.
how this works.
So what Kevin Hart did was call his manager
His manager, yeah.
and said,
Go do the dirty work.
Whatever he said, which by Monique's version was, yo, I don't want nothing to do with Monique. I do not want to work with Monique at all. So when she does this move,
You
let
make sure
them
you already
know.
Like,
I have done that millions of times. Yo,
I've done that.
Yo,
nigga.
95% of the time when you niggas come up to me in the street and I say cool and shake my head and dap you up and say let's work, we gonna get it.
But that don't make it right, nigga.
Yeah, but
don't make it right.
Yeah, so why would if it's somebody that you probably are, you know you're not going to see them. You know what I mean? They're not going to cross your path.
Hold up, because I'm on Rambo. It don't make it wrong.
It does.
It kind of makes it really wrong.
Now, why? Let me tell you why. How?
And also, hold on. So,
Okay, all right,
one
I
second,
wanna
because you
hear
guys haven't seen it. So, I want you to make your point. But right before this, he had handed her like a really big check because she and her family were suffering. So he was like, "Here." She said, Kevin Hart. So she said she's paid back
that made
the
it
money.
worse for me.
But so
That one made it worse for me.
She paid him back with interest.
I don't
She paid
give
him
a
back
fuck
with-
what she did. I'm Kevin Hart, and in a time of need for
I
you,
heard he's the nicest guy in the
I
world.
dug in my pocket
Yes.
and I paid you.
So
as
then-
a friend, no, hold up, don't try to brush over that. Stop for a minute. As a friend, I didn't have to do none of that shit.
Right.
That was the extent of my courtesy. You paid it back, great. But that was the courtesy.
So then why?
The nerve of you to still, after that, go add my name to a business deal? Are you crazy?
But then-
no, that's not how you do business. I'm sorry.
But why
I'm
bother
with it.
saying it? Why bother saying that you'll even participate if you have no intentions of doing it?
Melissa,
That's
you
the-
an
that's
actress
the-
and you've been in LA. We
that's
don't have
the-
time.
Okay, so do you guys understand what they doing to Monique? If you guys did not understand what he was saying was, Monique and Kevin Hart, they had a conversation. Kevin Hart told Monique, I would do the project. She's thinking as her brother, his word is his bond. But Kevin Hart was being fake and phony because he did not like Monique. He was just giving her a check to go away. So when Monique said Kevin Hart would do the project, he then went behind the scenes to turn it down, okay? And made it seem like she's overstepping, like she's the crazy one, because he don't know what she's talking about. And he came out for her and attacked her like she's putting my name and stuff. She's trying to do things and put my name and information in movies without me knowing about it, and just painted her to be difficult and was spreading around. She's so entitled. She's so difficult to work with. On top of that, you got Tyler Perry going around saying she's difficult to work with. So I need y'all to call in and let us know how y'all feel about this. If you guys agree with it or if you agree with Joe, we want to hear from you. Call in right now. Right now, we do not have any phone numbers. We don't have anybody in line. So if you call now, we'll get you now. Let's continue.
And you an actress and you lived in LA.
I heard that's
And I think
that's
is
LA shit.
It really take a meeting
we
to
didn't-
take a meeting to talk about taking
No, I heard
another
people
meeting
in
where
LA
shit
be
never
like, yo,
actually
we should
happens.
do lunch.
Melissa knows
so-
that.
That's New York
Melissa knows
shit.
this.
That's just
I
everywhere
do,
shit.
So
and
that-
I hate that shit.
Yeah, but that don't mean that it's not a thing. It's a thing.
it is a thing.
And
But if,
industry veterans know it's a thing. I'm not going to talk about Kevin Hart and Monique like they don't know that that's a thing.
but we also don't know like the true like kind of like sense of their
relationship that they may
relationship.
have.
So
Exactly.
she
no
might act,
relationship makes that move okay. And Kevin Hart's clear reaction to it tells you that.
My thing is this.
Putting my name on anything in Hollywood, I'm the golden child right now.
Yeah, he is.
Monique, not so much. And I hang out with all these golden child type of niggas.
That you beefing with.
Yeah, Yo, at that level, it's just a little different.
I can see that.
She does not have the pass to do that.
And even if I did have that conversation, would you let me?
All right, so you guys know this channel is all about the voice of the people first. So we do have a little bit more to play, but I want to get to these callers because I want you guys to call in, and we want to hear from the people. Calling from 215, you are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. We want to know, what are your thoughts about this?
Yes, good evening to you as well. This is Jamila from Philadelphia, and I do believe that Kevin Hart is fake and shady like that. He wasn't expecting for Monique to be able to give him that check back with interest.
Yes.
Okay, I agree with everything Monique's saying because she got too many receipts, just like Cat Williams has those receipts. Okay, so all that Joe Biden and stuff, he needs to go sit his crazy self on down. I'm sick of them trying to gang up on our black sisters that's out here been doing what they've been doing for years. And it hurt me to see Taraji like that on stage.
Yes.
You know, but I'm going to help Monique as much as I can.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yes. And for them to be black men and not even supporting, I think they're just all upset because Monique has a husband that sits by his wife as long as his being her manager. That's her husband. And he stands up for his wife as he should.
You absolutely right. And that's why they're jealous and they're mad. Because Kevin Hart or Joe, they don't have a marriage like that. They don't have a solid foundation.
Yes. So I just wanted to put my input in because I am watching and listening along with you, and I appreciate all that you do as well because you got it going, girl.
Thank you so much. Now, for those that are unsure or they're not aware of what's going on with Monique and Kevin Hart, could you inform us a little bit more about what Monique's issue is with Kevin?
Kevin took and told her, okay, instead of him being outright and saying that he agreed with her, he did it behind closed doors. So when Monique was down and got into a little situation, financial, like we all do, he thought giving her that check would be okay. Well, he wasn't expecting her to get a check back with interest as fast as she did. So he'll talk behind her back and stuff. And yeah, he did say that he would help her. Whatever she wanted to do, he would back her. He said it to her, but when it was time to put it to action, he did tell his people that he didn't want to have anything to do with Monique.
Wow. And that's supposed to be her brother.
Exactly. Just like DL. I'm sick of him, too.
Say what you got to say about DL. We're listening.
You know what? He ain't even a man. Because, first of all, a man would not have gotten on there and said the things that he said pertaining to Monique. First of all, he should have talked to her husband as a man. He should not have been on air saying all those nasty, crazy things about Monique, her being a woman. That's number one. Because if you're a man and you know she has a husband, just like he has a wife, I gather, he should have went to her husband and had a conversation. Well, if you want to get on there on social media and try to downrate her foul as you did, that tells me a lot about who you are. And I never liked the DL anyway. I never liked him. Something about him just turns me off. And I'm 63 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was so shocked when D.L. Hughley brought up the situation with her kids. I just thought that was so below the belt. He said that she doesn't even have a relationship with her kids. What is your thoughts about that?
But how would he know that? From what I understand, his little household ain't as clean. He allowed somebody to do something to his child. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay. So how dare him say what he said about Monique children, okay? And everybody don't want to air their children out on social media. Some folks like it like that. Like my head goes off to Cat Williams because I watched his interview. When he was on the radio talk with, what's that girl name? You know, the young lady, that lady, where she got her husband and son involved in it. Oh, I can't think of it right now, but when he asked her about her kids, I commend Cat Williams because Cat Williams said for all the years he's thankful and proud of that there are no pictures of his children on social media. He has to protect his kids.
Yes. I didn't even know Cat Williams have kids. Yeah.
Right. So I'm telling you, this is a whole mess. But they better leave Monique alone. They better leave her alone. Because I will be seeing her and Cat Williams on April the 7th when they come to Philadelphia.
Yes.
Had my ticket.
Yes. And you know what else D.L. Hughley said that struck a nerve? He was talking about her husband, saying that her husband got her evicted. Her husband, Monique's husband, have to borrow money from another man, and that Monique's husband has to depend on Monique for money. But guess what? I had a caller call up here yesterday, and they told me that D.L. Hughley wife was the breadwinner in the beginning, and she gave D.L. Hughley an allowance. She was even giving D.L. Hughley a mistress money.
See, now didn't he ask God to help him get over the situation about a baby that he had on the outside?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Now, how dare you talk about Monique kids? Terrible. They just terrible, ugly black men. Just ugly. They make it so bad, and they wonder why our young black men out here today carry on the way they do.
You're right.
It's just a sad situation. It's very sad. Well, I'm going to get off now.
Well, I'm glad
you go.
Thank you. Shout out to Philly.
I'm still watching you, and I'm going to be listening. Every time you come on, I'm going to come on with you.
Come on with me, girl. I love it. All right. So we're going to let you down.
Have a safe and blessed evening.
You too. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. We need y'all to call in. I love when you guys call in. The people love. We want to hear what the people got to say. All right. So we going to our next caller, calling from 347. You are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. What are your thoughts about all of this?
Hey, Gigi. I'm glad you just said what you said because DL is proving himself to be a liar. He's not even, we don't even have to do the research. He's blatantly coming out and saying things against Monique that are not true. Number one, he came out and said, and he put an emphasis on it when he said, I would never, Monique, never have my woman taking care of me.
Wow.
Never would I do that.
Yes, he did.
He blatantly said that in his last rebuttal to her. He said, I would never. But, excuse me, DL, yeah, your wife not only is the breadwinner, she was controlling, she was running the show. Because when the mistress was going to expose everything. And DL went to his wife because she ran things and she was taking care of him. She was giving him an allowance. And the wife, this was public, you can Google this. She took the money to pay the mistress out of his allowance, and he had to give that money back to her eventually when he, but that was how it went. So that the wife is really trying to protect herself too, because she didn't want the mistress to come forward and they were just both starting off, and she just wanted to avoid it, so she paid her off. So who was taking care of who, DL? And how are you going to come on in front of everybody, the world, and say you would never have a woman taking care of you? You blatantly lied to the world, blatantly, because you were being taken care of. You were kept, sir.
Yes, he was.
So don't come for her with that. Don't come for her with that. Nah. I mean, if I really sat down and really researched it, it's just like, I'm just tired. And I was listening to I think, show a couple days ago. I heard this very intelligent young man just saying how, because a couple of sisters came on and was like, nah, Monique needs to be quiet or leave it alone now. No! What are y'all talking about? I cringed when I heard somebody say that. Monique has to keep fighting. If she doesn't keep fighting, these younger kids coming into the game, they are going to get the short end of the stick. They are, but they're seeing what Monique is doing and they knowing their worth. We need this. What do you mean be quiet? That's what we've been doing for all these years. This is the age of Aquarius. Open up, expose. If somebody hurt you or did something to you, you better come forward if you can.
Yes.
You need to tell your truth so you can have you need your flowers. If somebody came and did something to you, I mean, they sabotaged this woman, her whole livelihood. And I still can't get over Precious $50,000. And then I heard somebody say, but she accepted it. Yeah, she accepted it because at the time her and Lee Daniels were really cool, but Lee Daniels was just starting out. And he came forward and admitted himself. Yeah, Oprah came and asked me. He did offer the butler to Monique. Oprah wanted the part. And Lee, he had no problem with saying, guys, at that time, I didn't have no money. So anything Miss O said, I had to do it. So I could get that money. And he came forward and said it. That part was for Monique, the butler. That wasn't for Oprah. But everything is coming out. It's exposing. Everything is coming out. Oprah, Tyler's phone call. You know, you can put two and two together, but we don't even have to. It's just blatantly in our faces what they did to Monique. And it's time for it to end. And I hear Judge Mathis coming out saying, oh, we need to stop doing this. Everybody is, we need to. So get up and do something. Set up a interview between them. Somebody come in, be a mediator. Everybody's saying what we should do. Somebody step up and do something. Set up the Club Shay Shay with Monique and Tyler and Oprah, even though that would never happen because Oprah, she would never, ever be put in a public light where she would be exposed. She would never put herself in that like that, neither would Tyler. So it would never happen. Monique has truth. That's why she's all over with it. See, when you're lying, you can't be all over with your lie. So you're going to get confused, and she's truth. And I want everybody to know, stand up for your truth. Don't shut up. We as Black women, we need to get our flowers. Do not let anybody tell you to hush up or be quiet because this is all they're going to get you. We be Black. You can't. No. Yeah, I'm Black and I'm proud and I want my flowers. Move. That's it. Do not settle for less, guys. Don't. And stand in your truth. And I'm going to be with Monique the whole way. And to see all these men, Joe Biden, get the hell out of here. I don't even have the time to give you the list of Joes. He don't even have no say in this. I mean it. Like, just be quiet. The times you violated women, you don't even know. I can't even believe you signing with Kevin Hart. Come on, Joe. Really? You're one of the first people that talk about this industry and how, look what they did to him with his show. He was fired from that podcast with Rory, and now of course he started over and he got his little thing back. But he's not perfect either, and him of all people, I'm very shocked. And I started to respect him again when he did that interview with Nicki Minaj. I started to give him a little bit more respect. But now with this thing with Monique, come on, you of all people should be on our side with Monique, with the platform that you have, sir, encouraging and helping our Black women that you claim you do. But you're going to put her down like that? No, I'm shocked at Joe. I really am. I'm shocked. But moving forward, like I said, guys, stand in your truth. Support Monique.
Yes.
Support Monique because she's trying to support our younger Black women, our Black children who already have this stigma thinking that they can't make it because of their skin color. She's trying to tell them, no, you are going to get the same money that the Meryl Streep and the whatever get. We're going to get those same money as the clear people because we deserve it, and we're even better. I'm sorry, but Viola Davis is a far better actress, in my opinion, than Meryl Streep. That's what I think. They think Meryl Streep is the queen of Hollywood in terms of acting. I think Viola Davis, Angela Bassett, some of their performances are so mind-blowing. Who could ever forget the movie that Angela Bassett did about Tina Turner? That performance. You see this woman. How many actresses? I've never seen a performance like that. Like, our people are so amazingly, uniquely talented.
Yes.
And that's why we're so copied. Our culture is the most copied culture in the world. The world. They take anything mainstream and try to change it hip-hop. And when they add a little hip-hop beat to it, it sells. Shit. That J.G. Wentworth commercial, they added a hip-hop beat to it. Yo, I'm telling you. They reflect, our culture is everything. It runs the world, but then they don't want to be us. They just want to be like us. So I'm just, Monique is just clearing the path for these clear people. She's clearing the path, guys. You're not doing this to me anymore. I'm speaking up. But the thing is, I'm a little afraid for Monique because I know Oprah and Tyler are boiling.
Wow.
So
you feel like they're going to do something to her?
Both. They wouldn't be that stupid because the spotlight is on her. They're not fitting to go to jail. The spotlight is on Monique. If anybody was to do something to Monique right now, who would everybody think it was?
Tyler Perry and Oprah.
But I'm just a little afraid. Those are two freaking powerful people. And I'm a little worried because
I hope nothing happened to her.
Oprah.
I hope nothing happened
You
with
know
Monique.
Oprah.
Yes.
I mean, you can't say nothing bad about Oprah. And, even the Taraji thing, Taraji is going to feel that. And I hate to say it. That's why people don't want to come forward because, you see, Taraji was single-handedly blamed for the Color Purple not being successful.
Wow. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah, they blamed her for the low sales of the movie because the controversy that she brought, which to me is not controversy, she brought to attention that she was being paid unfairly as a black woman.
Wow.
And according to them, the controversy was more looked at than the movie. So because Taraji did that, they claim it put a bad taste in put a bad taste in people's mouths.
It's their fault. If they would have did right in the beginning, they wouldn't have to never worry about that. She has every right to speak her truth. Now they want to silence people.
That's all, guys. Just pray for Monique. That's all, because I'm scared for her because she's really going out, and don't sleep on these people. Oprah, she's so nice. She would never, please. Oprah's boiling. Tyler's boiling. Tyler's name was already in the media negatively. People haven't forgotten about that. The Christian Keys thing is not cleared. That's right on the tip of our tongues. We're just waiting to see what's going on with it. And Christian, we don't know because he's going live every day and not saying anything. So
right. That's
we don't
so
know what's
weird.
going on.
Isn't that weird?
He's going live. It's beyond weird. That's why I believe what was that? I think it was Conscious TV. I'm not sure. I think it was him that they were saying that. No, it was Sean Davey Way show. He was saying that.
He got paid off.
It was. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to think exactly what but it was something of like a payoff. It was something.
Yeah. Well,
exactly,
the reason why I say that,
you
don't. Shout out to Sean Davey and everybody. I support everybody. But she's talking about Christian Keys. Do you guys remember Christian Keys? Press 5 if you do.
Oh.
Christian Keys came out of here and he said that somebody, a billionaire in the industry, was doing inappropriate things to men like him and paying $100,000 to bust men ankles. Okay, and when we say bust men ankles, girl, that means hands is touching them ankles, and you already know that position is, okay? Now, I don't know if Tyler the top or the bottom. Okay, you'd be surprised. But now Christian Keys, he's not talking anymore. He's going on live, and people feel like it's weird, and they can put two and two together, and they're saying that Tyler Perry is paying Christian Keys. And the reason why I feel and I believe he's paying Christian Keys, because if you look at Tyler Perry's track record, he's a payer. Just like he offered Monique that check. Do y'all remember that? He offered Monique that check to shut her butt up. But her husband had integrity, and he said, no, you're not going to pay us to silence us. You got to do what's right. But Christian Keys, he was just in it for the money, honey. Christian Keys then came out here and gassed everybody up, talking about he caring for the victim. He don't even care about himself. He care about straight men that's getting turned out. He said Tyler's over there turning out your husband's girl. Your husband's trying to make it in Hollywood, and they straight, and he's busting them out, turning them out, getting them parts. That's why so many fine men over there, and they can't act worth the damn, but they was busting them ankles for him, and he feel power in that. So he gonna pay you off because Tyler, he's a big payer. And it just makes sense. If Christian Keys says that he's paying men $100K to bust them ankles, that's a lot of money. He has so much money, okay? Girl, he wipe his butt with $100 bills. That's how filthy rich he is. So he throws money at problems to get rid of them. So I definitely believe that Christian Keys definitely got to pay out, and it's nothing to Tyler.
And you know what, Gigi? I got drugged. I got so drugged. When Christian Keys first came out, I was against it. And I'm the first person to be here for a victim of sexual assault or
essaying. Let's just say essaying. Christian gaslighted us because, and I even said that. I said, I don't like being gaslit. I feel like he kept saying, if I tell you guys, it's going to break my heart. I was like, I promise you won't break my heart. Just tell us. And then people were dragging me. He got assaulted. How could you do this to him? You're weird. You're this. You're that. But where they're at now? Where are those people now?
And now,
why aren't those people holding him accountable? Why aren't those people holding him accountable? You know what, 347, it just don't make sense. Because if Christian Keys know it's a boogeyman in the neighborhood and he's keeping quiet, he is also a gatekeeper. He is also a gatekeeper.
And the people that's watching his lives every day are too. And that's what I said. The only reason why Christian Keys came on the map is because of the essay that he claimed. It's the only reason. It was his claim to fame. I hate to say it like that, but it was. Christian Keys used that. Now he's on live every day, not mentioning nothing about the whole thing. But not to come so far off the topic, but this is my point with Tyler Perry. You see, he's a payer. So he pays and he gets rid of it. He's able to get rid of these things. But now he can't do it to Monique. And Oprah can't
because her husband has integrity, and her husband is just not going to take anybody money. You understand? Because people were saying, just take the money, just take the money. You don't understand. When you take money from the devil, you're also giving up something too. The devil ain't giving up money for free.
And you're opening up the eyes of these younger actresses, like, wait a minute, that's right. Nah, if everybody sticks together, if we can all form a big line and just walk right through Hollywood, nah, we want our money, but we got to stick together. And then when some of us jump up, like Vivica, I'm good. Oh, did you hear about Taraji? I'm good. Okay, Vivica, you could be good, sis, but because you're good, speak up for us. The fact that you are secure and your bag is tight, speak up. But we're afraid because if we speak up, we'll be like Monique. If we speak up, we'll be like Taraji crying on platforms looking all crazy and like we beg it. No, because we're the only ones that get accused of begging when we do it. When the clear people go on there and cry, oh my God, they said a GoFundMe and everything, but we're desperate. Oh, another angry black woman crying about, please go write it on your list. That's what, because we don't stick together. It just lasts in the media for a little while and then it goes away because we don't stick together. We got to just stick together on this. But look at the example. Here's Vivica. I'm good. That don't happen to me. This is why crabs in a basket. Got to get it together, guys. Because if we put together and really, really decide, okay, you know what, y'all? Us in Hollywood here, all you sisters, boycott. Even though Hollywood's already boycott. But you have to put your foot down. No, I'm not going to do it. And if one person does it, cool. 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, you keep going. So you get a whole train. And now we're set. Now we got it where they're paying attention. Now they're opening up. They realize it's just that now is a bad time because of the Hollywood strike and because of everything else that's going on. It's like actors and everything, you know, even in Hollywood right now, like the people that like the actors on the outside that don't really have roles, they're all being replaced by AI.
Wow.
So
Hold on for one second. Hold on for 1 second. Caller, you just dropped in the 111. Call right back. I'm going to get you right on, okay? 347. I just want to say thank you so much for giving us your opinion on the
sorry.
Joe.
I'll come off now.
No, girl, you're absolutely fine. I'm so glad that you brought up those important talking points because they need to be discussed, and we need to talk about this a little bit more often so we can see what is really going on. But I appreciate you, sister. I'm going to drop you down right now. We have another caller. We need the people to speak up. We need callers to call in. And I want to know in the comment section, did you guys agree with the last caller? If you did, press 1. If you did not agree with her, press 2. Call in. If you disagree with her and you feel like we're not seeing it the right way, call in. We want to hear from you as well. Calling from now 61716. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put you back on hold, okay? Cause I got 111. She just came back, or he or she, I'm not sure. Just came back. So I wanted to get 111 because they was holding, and I appreciate them, and I value everybody's time. Calling from 111. You are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot, and we want to know your thoughts about everything.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
Well, you know, I love me some Monique, okay? You know, at this point, these crusty old men, you hear me? These crusty old men, they got to go. I don't know what else can be said or done after everything Monique has said. She has dropped the mic on each of one of their heads and walked out with her head high.
Got it. Okay.
There is nothing else to be said or done at this point. And we're being ran by men. Insecure, crusty, musty, dusty men. And they got to go.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you so much, 111. We're going to let you go. Now, did you guys agree with her? Did you guys agree that these are crusty, old, dusty men? If you agree, disagree, call in. If you are a black man and you feel like, you know what, we got it wrong, we want to hear from you. We hear from a lot of black women. We want to hear from everybody because it takes a village to bring us together, and we are all included, okay? So calling from 716, how you doing? You are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot, and we want to know your thoughts about this matter. On 716, if you can do me a favor to cut off that radio so you can just talk to me directly so it won't be a lag, because if you're listening to the radio, I guess they hung up, child. All right, so the phone number is up right now. We don't have any callers, so if you call in now, you will get in fast. You don't have to wait. Now we're starting off with Joe. Joe came out, and honey, he said some horrible things about Monique. He said that Monique was so wrong for what she did to Kevin. He was making Kevin out to be a victim. And I'm going to continue this podcast, but call in. We want to hear from you guys. We also want to hear from you guys about the DL Hughley. You guys know he's been dragging her and slamming her all through these YouTube streets. We want to know what y'all feel.
And I hang out with all these golden child type of niggas
That you beefing with.
Yo, at that level, it's just a little different.
I can see that.
She does not have the past to do that.
And even if I did have that conversation with you, let me approach that then.
Yes.
I'll be the one to say it. Because
Or
when I
I'ma
say
ask
it,
you,
I'll make something
or
happen.
I'll ask you, I'll say, yo, look, Dig, I got a potential deal on the table. Last week you told me that you would be willing to executive produce my
Yeah.
shit. Is that for real? Because if that's the case, I'm
Boom,
gonna
boom,
pitch
boom.
that to such and such so we can see if we can get the number.
But he already gave the go. He already gave the go. No, if Kevin Hart did not mean what he said, then he should have never said it. Why are you lying to your friend? If we are friends, you don't lie to me. You keep it real. You keep it honest. What about integrity? And you're going to get mad because she took the word of you? And you're going to try to turn this around like you should have asked me 7 times, 10 more times? Let your yes be your yes and your no be your no.
There's a crocker. She don't take my name to no company. No.
I would ask you first
The
before I
way
drop
the
your
way
name.
the way she tells the story, she didn't ask him. He volunteered that he was going to add himself to it.
But look,
to her
but he did.
Ain't no but. You hear all these men, but. And she said that Kevin volunteered that he would be a part of that project and have her back. And these but, they are steady moving the goalposts. And it is so sickening. And that's why we need you guys to call in, men and women, whoever. Call in. We want to hear from you about this situation. Because if we don't hear from you, our voices are powerful, then what are we doing? If we're not going to express our voices, what are we doing?
Add himself. She added him based on
When
his
she
word.
took it, yeah. When she
When
took
she
it
took
to
him
the-
at his
Which
word.
I still think that, and I do understand that this is industry shit. You still lying in my face telling me that we gonna work together, and then when you telling me that we gonna work together, you have no intention.
I don't necessarily mean right now, though.
Your dog cry me a rip.
So for you guys that are just coming in, I'll play a little bit snippet in the beginning, but call in. We want to hear from you.
And this is not even my most egregious issue with her interpretation in watching this. She goes on to say that her and Kevin Hart had a conversation, them two. And in that talk, somebody said...
His lawyer.
No, they were talking to each other, not his lawyer. One of them said, hey, we're gonna do some work. I'm gonna executive produce on your shit. The talk that you had.
Yes.
The phony
we
talk.
know the talk.
Yeah. It'd be phony.
He had the phony talk. She said, I immediately hung up and called my company,
Yes.
Endemol, and said, Kevin Hart said that he is down to executive produce and work and do such and such and such. Tell that to the company you're talking to, because that's going to get this greenlit faster. Of course, if you add Kevin Hart.
And you know what? I want to go and I want to do one better. I want to pull up the situation with Monique, and I want to hear what she has to say about this thing with Kevin Hart. All right. And feel free, like I said, the number is open. We don't have any callers right now. So call in. We want to hear from you. Kevin Hart. I'm typing in as you guys can see. I'm trying to pull it up here. Okay, on Kevin Hart. Let's see. All right. Give me a second because this is, you see the ads. And while we're bringing this up, if you guys can like this video, we need the likes. Like this video, please. All right. So here it is. We have it pulled up. We do have a caller calling from 1716. You're live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How
My
about yourself?
thoughts. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I'm just watching this. I'm listening to this, and I'm feeling like, to me, it feels like all these men, Kevin Hart or whoever, they are kind of jealous of Monique and her husband's relationship.
They are.
And I think I think that she's being attacked because they see a strong black woman and a strong man in together, something they probably don't have in their own life.
They
And
don't.
I think there's a lot of envy there. And I think that's one of the main reasons, because if you notice, D.L. Hughley, he always keep mentioning her daddy, her daddy, her daddy.
Right.
Why is that so threatening to him? Why is that so threatening to Oprah? Why do they want to exclude him and get rid of him out the equation? You know, like he's the problem. So I think that has a big thing to do with what's going on here. And I support Monique. They have a good relationship. And Tyler Perry, I think she did a good job with her receipts. And I think she did exactly what she's supposed to do, because like she said the other day, that if she didn't do it, nobody wouldn't even believe her or even listen to her. You know.
Yeah, you're talking about recording Tyler Perry admitting that he did violate her, he did lie on her,
Right.
and he was wrong
Right.
for everything. But he didn't want to admit it in public, which is very deceitful, that is very manipulative, and that tells you the character that you guys are dealing with. And not only that, he wanted to pay them hush money. Okay, as if, hey, I give you the money and you give me your soul, because he knew they had integrity, they had values and morals to be honest and righteous. And he wanted to offer them a big check to take all that away and to get on the bandwagon of him and the rest of the gatekeepers. Why? So y'all can do that to her again? You already did her wrong the first time.
I couldn't understand, for the first time you see a whole bunch of black men attacking another black woman as if she wasn't their equal. I mean, that just was very disgusting to see that. A whole bunch of black men just attacking a black woman, you know, instead of being supportive of her. And I didn't like that one. Not at all.
All right, so I want to know, people out there, do you guys agree with him? If you do, call in, let us know why. If you don't, call in, let us know why. All right, so we got some more callers, and I'm so happy to see these phones ringing off the hook. All right, calling from 410. You are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts on this?
How do you do?
Hey, how you doing, baby?
I'm okay. I'm not going to be long at all. I feel as though all of them are too old to be going back and forth on the internet, and they're probably looking at their kids like, why would you put this on the internet? Well, look what you just put on the internet. They're too old for it, period. They all of them is too old to be going back and forth on the internet. Your kids watch what you do.
Right.
Now with Monique and Kevin's situation, I really feel as though he should have been honest with her.
Right.
And she called back and asked him. He lies about dumb stuff. That would have squashed that right then and there. He was like, Monique, unfortunately we came to agreement that we didn't want to work with you no more, and tell her why. Be honest with her. Tell her why, and that could have nipped that in the bud right then and there. Now, Tyler Perry's situation, Tyler has a lot of money, so he has a lot of connections. So I'm sure he probably did do some things to her behind the scenes. Oprah, I stopped disliking Oprah when Oprah did the thing with Michael Jackson. Because I've seen videos on YouTube where they said they were being paid to lie, and it's a lot of things with Oprah where
she did black people wrong. Now, far as I know a lot of people disagree with this part, but far as her, Monique and her situation, once I watched the Shannon Sharp interview, I thought it would be over. Once I seen that she's on tour, I'm like, good, God came through for her. She got a blessing. But I didn't think I would, keep hearing it and keep hearing it. I mean, I look at it as, and I know I haven't been through it, but I look at it as the tour was a blessing. So God wants you to keep moving, keep moving on. They did what they did, but God has you, so I don't think there's a reason to just keep bringing it up. God might have put them out your life for a reason. So I just wouldn't keep bringing their name up. But I do wish her all the best, though.
Well, I think that possibly she wants to keep the name ringing because she wants people to know the truth. And oftentimes, Tyler Perry, as he did in the past, as Oprah, they go around and they put lies. And you said it, sister, Kevin Hart is nothing but a what? A liar, and the truth is not in him, and they all go around lying. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when we talk about Joe, wasn't that the same man that was so quiet when all that stuff went around Diddy? He didn't got no mouth for that. But now he got
Joe
mouth.
is miserable. He talks about everyone. He's miserable.
Now, he didn't say nothing about Diddy. Look it up. He didn't say much about Diddy now.
Yeah, Joe is definitely miserable. I've been knew that. He just, I don't know. I'm not going to say he never positive, but I don't see no positivity in him. So I'm not surprised in him. He is who he is. He's miserable.
Well,
but
he needs... All right, thank you, babe. All right, we're going to let her go. But Joe needs to stop it, and he needs to be checked. He has a lot of mouth, he has a platform, and he has so many people that is watching him and is following him. So somebody need to say something to Joe. Somebody needs to stop him in his tracks. All right. So we got another caller calling from 202. You are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about all this?
Hey, Gigi.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. Long time listener, first time caller.
Appreciate it.
How dare these people on Beyonce's internet during Black History Month drag Monique the way they be trying to drag Monique?
Tell it.
First of all, Monique's story has not changed since the Oscar win. It has been consistent with the same receipts. And on many different platforms, Monique has gone on there. When she went on there with Steve Harvey, she mentioned Steve Harvey, how he tried to say, oh, you got to stick to the code. You got to stick to this. You got to play the game. But why should I have to play the game for free? I done got paid already. All I wanted to do was be compensated for my time. And then I go on to a radio show with a fellow comedian who has a platform that reaches millions of ears on a daily basis, okay? Who has the influence. You was at the height of your career at the same time. Mind you, certain areas and certain arenas, you was doing way better than this man. And yet he didn't have the audacity, or excuse me, what is the word I'm looking for? He didn't have the strength to stand up and say, no, the team was wrong. The team, they shouldn't have said that. You, just as public as your disrespect was, she's asking for the same as an apology. But yet, instead of you wanting to stand on business and say, yeah, you know what? We did you dirty. You right. We lied. We apologized. This is how we finna make it right. But you gonna let somebody who knew money like 50 Cent come in here and snatch up all this good talent. See, that's where they fucking it up. Ooh, excuse me. I don't know if I could cuss. But you've created a space like Shannon, like Club Shay Shay. This for the real people. You feel me? This for the real people. The Messy Sweet Spot for the real people that see it the real way.
You right.
You tell her what you get girls like Taraji, who got the cookie roll. She has already had a name for herself. Like Monique has an Oscar win. Like Monique named by pool. She got range like Monique. But you got somebody like her who's not as strong-willed. Also, in many ways, just like Monique, Taraji is a DMV girl. And it always seems that they do this from the DMV girls. Like y'all always be trying to treat the Uptown honeys real bad. But Luke, do you know, because we love them so much because they embody the culture, we going to stand 10 toes behind them. I don't like the way Taraji backed down. That was real, that was a coochie ass move of her. To back down like that. Don't nobody, girl, what? Hold on, can I do one of yours? Put a twos in the chat if you agree. Period.
Period.
Do her right. Do all the girls right. You see what I'm saying? They don't come every day. They not like, you got girls like Angela Bassett. Y'all do Angela Bassett dirty. Every chance y'all get, y'all do her dirty. And especially during Black History Month, these ninjas should be ashamed of themselves. Y'all got upset when Jonathan Majors was like he wanted a Coretta. You get Corettas and y'all don't even know how to be a Martin Luther behind them. That's crazy.
Talent.
That's crazy. And then you get somebody like Taraji who can actually go on Gayle King and cry. No shade to Megan because I still fuck with the Meg. You know, she said it best. When did all the gangsters turn into groupies? Y'all say y'all G, but the G stands for goofy. Come on, somebody. Y'all not even hearing it. Y'all not seeing it the way I seeing it. I don't need no chicken bones or a tarot card to tell me how this is going to unfold. And if Taraji don't stand on it, because if her shit ain't changed since Proud Mary and you was only making that a little bit of chunk change after you paid your people, and Oprah turned around, or Lady O, as y'all call her, that was wrong of her because you started at the bottom just like these black women did. You was living off the food stamps. You was a nappy-headed ass, wide, pepper-nosed ass little girl in the South. And then you built yourself up to the billionaire. Oprah won't build in a day, and neither was these black women's built in a day. So why are they building torn down by lunchtime? That's crazy to me. That's crazy. That's all I got to say. Oh, no, I don't. Tyler Perry, how we let this drag queen come up in here and really start pulling strings.
Talk about it.
He in here pulling strings. He the puppet master. And we just letting them. We got our kids watching this drag queen, but y'all got laws and legislation in Congress. Talk about something, say no to drag, don't say gay. When you got this motherfucker up in here, been in a wig for 15 years.
Now, hold on. Now, we like Madea now.
No, we don't like Tyler Perry. He's making a mockery of the black woman.
I love Madea.
He's
I ain't
made
gonna
a
lie.
mockery of the black woman.
My family love Madea. Everybody I know loves me Madea. And it's a character.
Yes,
and
but
they've been doing characters.
He's made billions of dollars on the black woman. Tyler Perry created Madea to take care of Tyler. He needed a black woman to take care of him. He didn't need it. He didn't get it on his own. If we want to call a thing, let's call a thing a thing. Let's not stop because he used the Bible, something that he knew very well, something that a lot of us young queer black men grow up in the church. We taught not to love ourselves because we're taught that we are wrong. And so we create these things, these outlets to relieve that. So yes, he created Madea to take care of Tyler, to preach a message. But also in the same way, you should be able to stand 10 toes down without that wig and that fat suit and that muumuu and that gun and that purse and teach the same message every day. That goes through your actions. You have no integrity. That's what Monique is talking about. You have no integrity. I can't trust you. And you got these other people who look up to you. I used to look up to Tyler Perry as a writer myself, someone who does all of that myself, who has a dream of winning Oscars and Tonys myself. I looked up to him. But I can't stand behind what he's doing by making a mockery of my grandmother, of my mother, of my sister. That comes from a place of hurt. No shade. That comes from a place of hurt. That's something you got to work on yourself. That cathartic energy you release when you write a script, my brother, you need to work on that in real life. Look in the mirror in real life. Be able to stand on that in real life and teach your child that it is not okay to do business in one way in public and do it the same way when ain't nobody looking. Yeah, you owe Monique 30 grand, my G. You do. And you owe her a lot more than that, but she can't get that back. But you owe her some type of, we want reparations. Give Monique her reparations because she ain't do nothing wrong. She ain't do nothing wrong. And you want me to go overseas? You want me to leave my kids, my family, get on some uncomfortable ass clothes overseas with some bitches with some funny ass accents and not get paid? You got me fucked up. For real. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. You show me the money. I'm with her. And they need to go ahead and give Taraji and Danielle and Fantasia they money too. Because Fantasia was owed a lot more than this Color Purple movie. See, and it runs. See how all of these things is connected. We not connecting the dots. Monique just gave us the puzzle. We got to connect the dots. We not connecting the dots. Now I'm done. I love you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. All right. All right. Well, there you have it. Call in. We want to hear from you. And we can agree and disagree, okay? As long as it's done respectfully. Because like I said before, I like Medea. Monique like Medea. Monique gets supported by majority black women in the church, okay? And men has always got in geesh to perform characters. That goes way before Africans got introduced to America. All right? Because at a time, women were not even allowed to be actors. And it's entertainment. Every character, you're betraying another person that's not who you are. That's why it's called acting. You're not acting yourself, but you're acting a different character. But we can agree or disagree. We're going to keep on moving on, honey. I come from the arts. I'm a theater girl. So calling from 574. How you doing? 574, you are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about all of this?
My thoughts about this is that D.L. Hughley is not a very nice person, and I've never cared for him, and so whatever he said doesn't matter. But everybody, I think, that is supporting Monique is in the right lane. She's been fighting this fight a long, long time by herself, and finally some other women decided I'm tired and stepped up. But I just want to say one thing. I really believe that Oprah Winfrey was just afraid of Monique, and that's the reason she's doing what she's doing and did what she did, refused to pay her, and also took her parts in different movies that she knew was already offered to Monique. So a woman with that much money does not have to be that shady. And that's about it. The other man that was on there talking, I don't know what he was talking about. They're just running their mouths and trying to run Monique down. That's making them look bad. And I don't understand why. What man, and what I don't understand is, how are these men so hard on Sidney? To me, he's an excellent stand-up guy. They ought to pattern their lives after him and stand up. But they're not. They're trying to make him look bad, which is making him look good, trying to make Monique look bad, which is making more people love her more. But, yeah, it's just a whole lot of. But DL has never been, I don't know, he's just been riding on the coattails of everybody. He's never, ever been funny. Never. To me.
I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, well, that's all
Kevin
you
Hart,
can do is say how you feel. Go ahead, babe.
Yeah.
Everybody else
And
get to
Kevin
say how you
Hart,
feel. Go ahead.
His situation, I think he gave her the money, never expecting her to pay it back. And then when she paid it back, he was just trying to be slick, but never thinking she was going to call these people. But when she took it on herself to call, it just made his truth be shown. He never intended to do any of that. He never thought she was going to give the money back, and that was going to be his out. Well, we're going to do this, this, and this. And when she called and said, this is what Kevin said, he didn't know what to do then. He's not a very funny guy either to me, but anyway, it is what it is. And I want to bring up one other thing that has nothing to do with this, and maybe you can talk about it later. The little man that talked about Shay Shay in his stand-up. I can't even think of his name now.
Mike Epps. Mike Epps. No, we can talk about it now.
Him down.
We can talk about it. We can talk about it.
Yeah, I just don't understand that. Why would he get up and say those things he did in his stand-up? It wasn't funny. I think he really kind of like DL. They both have ended their careers because the things he said about the Shay Shay Club was just unnecessary. It wasn't funny. It was out of joint. So I don't understand.
Well,
But
I can tell
Monique.
you. I can tell you if you want me to let you know. Okay, so what it is majority of black people, they were raised to be homophobic, okay? To have a disdain for black gay men. And that's why you hear it's an abomination. That is their belief. That is their tradition, okay? And everybody have their own belief. If you go to Middle East, they feel like a woman that talks too much is an abomination, okay? They feel like a woman that is trying to be a CEO or have her bank account or independence is an abomination. That's how they feel about women. Okay, so the thing is, no one abomination trumps more than anyone else. It's your personal belief, but people try to force it on others. However, you still have a big disdain for gay people. So he wanted to turn people against Shannon because he knows that and maybe not this crowd, but it is a huge crowd that do not like black gay men. And it is a difference when it's black gay men versus white gay men. In the black community, white gay men is more tolerant because they don't see it as their own. They see it as, that's the white people. That's not us. But when you see a black man and he's feminine or he's gay or he's with another man, a lot of black people, they is disgusted by that. They will tolerate it. They become more tolerant. But behind the scenes, they don't like that shit. And then it makes black men that are homophobic or black men that, feel uncomfortable around gay men. If they got on the show, they're going to be worried about what people going to say about them. They're going to be like, well, shit, is he looking at my balls? Or it's a distraction. It's a curveball. Okay? It's to humble your butt. Okay? To let you know you're not untouchable, Shannon. Okay, because maybe they're not going to go for Kat. Maybe they're not going to go for Monique. But they're going to come after the person they feel is responsible, and they look at Shannon as an easy target. And in the heterosexual or black community, they do look at black gay men as easy targets. They always felt that way, and nothing will ever change. In coming years, you guys know this is a political year, and the conservative, you feel it. So it's going to even get worse in the future. So it's going to be interesting to see how things will play out.
I can agree with that because I was raised in the Church of God in Christ. So you can imagine what's that like.
Yeah.
You teach against that.
Yeah,
he
I was
can have
raised as a
his
Christian,
own-
and they don't play that homosexual, that black, especially for a black gay man. They
But what
see
I'm
as
saying-
a black man should be masculine, should be strong. You
And
understand?
Shannon is masculine and he is strong. You
But
can
they
look
not
at
gonna.
him. So
They
if
you
you
could be
gay
as
or not,
masculine and
that's
strong, but when
my
when they envision you with another man, that just makes them throw up. You can be tough and
And the
all that, but
thing
when
is,
they
all
envision you with
that-
another man,
all of that can be true, and he could have his opinion, and I'm not taking anything away from his opinion, but on the stage of his comedy show, it was out of place. It didn't need to be said. It was not funny. All he didn't have to say nothing about it. If Shannon invited him to the show, that was between him and Shannon. I didn't go because I didn't want him looking at my private parts. I feel uncomfortable around him. I think he's gay. All of that stuff, he could have just kept it to himself or amongst his people.
yeah, but he didn't
on
want
that
to.
stage-
It was done on purpose. It was an attack. It was done on
Wow,
purpose.
That was awful. That was awful.
And what did the crowd do? Did the crowd boo? The crowd laughed.
Some laughed. It wasn't the laughter that should have been. But what I'm saying is, I think he's going to see a big difference in his career after that, because I don't think a lot of people appreciated that. And even if they did appreciate it, I don't think they made it known. I mean, everybody's I'm going to just point blankly jealous of Shannon. That's it. They're jealous.
Yeah, they are jealous.
I mean, if
They
they
are
thought he was gay
jealous.
before now, why wasn't nobody talking about it then? How many shows has Mike Epps done? But now it's all of a sudden he just gay. And I don't have a problem with gay folks, not one bit. If he's gay, he's gay. Whoever he loves, he loves. I don't have a problem with it. So what's not funny to me at all? So you got to find a group of people in 2024 that's still beating down on gay folks, homosexuals or lesbians or transgendered, or they're people, and they love who they love. And I didn't get it, and I was offended by it. And Mr. DL, I've been offended by him ever since he's been a stand-up. But anyway, it is what that is. So that was all I wanted to say with Miss Oprah. If they hadn't left Monique alone and treated her fairly, can you imagine where she would be right now? What she would have right now?
Yeah.
And that's what Oprah did not want. She was afraid of another large black woman. I think Monique is pretty, especially when she do her hair. You know what I'm saying? She looks good. But anyway, that's all she was afraid of. And I don't know if she told anybody else, but she intended to stop that large black woman from even getting close to who and what she was. And that's all it is to it. And I'm going to let you go so somebody else can come on maybe and give me some information what they thought about Mike Epps or what I just said about Oprah. But I'm Team Monique. Yay, Monique, go ahead. Right. And Cat Williams.
Okay.
Love them both because I'm a truth teller, and I think everybody should tell the truth. If you don't want to tell the truth, don't say nothing. Like everybody jumping on the bandwagon against Monique. Why? I don't understand. And I'm 73 years old, and I don't understand. So anyway, thank you for taking my call.
Yeah. What do you think it's sexist as well? Because like we know, people in the Middle East, they feel like women speaking up is an abomination. And I know back in the past, when you look at American history, they also felt that women that spoke out was an abomination. That's how they treated it. That's not a woman place. A woman place is in the home nurturing the kids. So do you feel that presence is still around?
I feel like this. Yes, it's still around from white folks, from white men, from black men. Everybody can get a little triggered or offended by whatever they want to get offended by. But a strong black woman seemed like to me is a threat to everybody, but they made us strong black women when they displaced our strong black men.
So then now they don't want to put up with it. But that's what Monique reminds. She's just a strong black woman. She's going to say what she thinks. Because when it's all said and done, Monique is going to go home to her husband. Monique is going home, and that's the way I feel. I'm not asking y'all for nothing. Well, Kevin Hart helped her, but you're not paying my bills, so I don't have to bite my tongue. And the people that were supposed to help her pay her bills would not do it. But I want to say this also. This making men wear those dresses, that's from slavery time, too. That's to break the buck. That's to make them ashamed. That's to, yeah. So it's a lot to this.
Right.
So,
what about, since we're going to go with the men breaking the bucks and stuff like that, because I hear often, I may not agree with it, but what about men that like wearing dresses?
Hey, what about that? I don't have a problem with any of them. They want to wear dresses. A kilt is a dress. It's a skirt. But anyway, whatever they want to wear, whatever they're wearing it for, that is totally up to them. I don't have issues with any of that stuff.
Got it.
Yeah. So if they want to, I look at some
RuPaul,
people nowadays. It's like,
RuPaul has always wore dresses. And I look at his come up, and he had to fight long and hard because they wouldn't even give RuPaul a fight at the table. They discriminate against men that will wear dresses. And even today, if a man is a black man in a dress, go to like the higher up and they want to put him on BET, they didn't. Look at what they did to B. Scott. My God. That was a man, and he had on a dress, and they told him to get off. No, we're not having that. They humiliated him.
Go to the Middle East, they all wear dresses. They call them something else, but they still dresses. Shoot.
Yeah, but that's a different, that their belief is different. Their society is different. So they may not see it as a feminine attire. I mean, all this is society and people having different beliefs. And if you do not align up to their beliefs, then they see you as wrong, or they'll make some stuff up. But I don't look at B. Scott as butt breaking or RuPaul as butt breaking. And these men, they like wearing dresses. You'll be surprised. I feel that people, it's almost like when they used to say, ain't no way that fine man is going to be gay. Ain't no way. They used to say that a lot.
I think they got to be real fine to be gay.
They lie.
I think
they have to realize that was a lie.
Good to be gay.
That was a lie. That was a lie. That was a lie. And it seemed like a lot of people, they just don't know what they're talking about. And just like I would say when I was growing up, honey, people would say, ain't no way women is eating ass. I don't believe it. Ain't no black woman eating no ass. Bullshit. Yes, they are. And they have.
I ain't eating that.
I know you're not, but now we see that, yes, black girls are eating ass. They getting shitted on in Dubai for some money. But people had this push. No, that's not happening. People have this idea that everybody is the same in their group, and it's so far from the truth. And that's when you get the stereotypes or, oh, no, something must be wrong with them. They eating ass. No, I guess she just got a thing for eating that ass.
Everybody ought to be who they are, be true to themselves, and whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but it's hard.
Whatever I want to do, I do it, and let's just meet each other and accept each other and go on about our business.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
I got a life.
Yeah.
I try not to. I don't judge people. I don't. I just never have. I don't understand it. That's them and I'm me. We don't know what took them to the place that they're in or why they're like they are. You either love them or you don't, and you just keep on pushing. And most people that I just don't be around them because I'm not a hypocrite and I've never played nothing and can't play. So it is what it is. But I don't know. I'm just stuck on Mike Epps, Oprah Winfrey. I love Monique. I mean, I used to could say, but I can't even say it no more. I guess I can. I love everybody. But in this last days, and I done got so old, these people ain't got to act like they act. They ain't got to treat people. Now, if you didn't like Monique, why did you even put her in the movie? Why did you do that if you weren't going to pay her? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I guess with Kevin, he just felt that he can just give her money, and they said he didn't expect her to give the money with interest, and it's kind of like nice and nasty. You know, you really don't want to hurt their feelings, so you lie. And men are known to be liars. Men just lie. Their natural is going to lie. It's just like a man and he cheats on you.
You can't say all men.
Well, no, not all men. But a lot of men lie. Well, you're right. A lot of women lie too. A lot of women lie. Say that again. These women are lying too. Men and women lie, so they all lying. Okay.
Yeah. May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Your talk show is on, but we're not on it. I can't hear myself talking.
I'm not for sure. I would say cut the TV off or the radio off so you can just talk to me directly so we won't hear echo.
I am talking to you directly,
well,
but
you're
I can
on.
hear the other stuff but it's not my voice that I'm hearing. I'm hearing a whole bunch of other stuff.
Oh, well, you know what? Maybe you're not at the section, but like when anybody's calling, I would prefer you not to even listen to the playback. I just prefer you just talk directly, but most likely you're at a different time stamp.
Okay, so one day my voice and what I'm saying will be heard.
Yeah, we all hear your voice. Like I said, it's just a different time stamp. You're at a different time.
Okay. Yeah, it's just I don't understand a lot of stuff. Seem like the older I get, the less I understand, because people don't have to act like they do. They don't have to do the things they do. They don't have to be as evil as they are.
When you say, sorry to cut you off, but when you say the older you get, the more you don't understand. And that's natural. Right. That happens with every generation. That just means that the world is moving on. It is changing. We are at a different world. The world is not like it was when you grew up, okay? So you have different people that's on planet Earth. They have different ideas, different personalities, and it's going to shape it for the generation that's supposed to be for them, you know? Our times are up, you know? We had our moment, so now we're just looking on for the next generation doing their thing. You know, one day we'll be disappeared and we won't be gone. We'll be gone, and the world will still keep moving on with different groups of people, and that's how it's always been. That's how the world works.
There's no reason people can't be honest. People can't love. People can't be helpful. I'm going to go one more step away from what we're talking about. I can look at the political scene, the lies and stuff that's told, and people with any common sense know these folks are lying and gaslighting us. And it's just, what is that? So where's the world going? What's our kids and grandkids and great-grandkids? What is it going to be? It's not going to be anything.
Well,
I look at the news and that gaslighting mess and lying
But can I tell you something? 100 years back in 1880, it was a woman that said that same thing. Back in 1700, it was a woman that said that same thing. In the 1600s, in the 1500s, in the 1400s, and that is how the world works.
I don't understand.
You're just, it's just aging, and just, you know, people, this world is a different world, and it's foreign to you.
People don't have to stab you in your back.
That's true, but people been doing that since the
people like they want to be treated. And see, I've always been this person. I'm saying.
Yeah, but people been doing that since the beginning of the time.
Husband, he sounds so much like my husband. A man of excellence. And them other jokers can't understand a man like him. Standing up for his wife. And then I think I read somewhere, I don't know if it was on your program or somebody else's, when they cut Monique's money off, they cut his money off. So the whole house didn't have no money. If he's not managing Monique, where's his money coming from? If you're not paying Monique and giving her a job, I don't have any money. They deliberately hurt that whole family. They're not crazy. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was just listening.
Yeah. So their whole family was just down. It was like his job is managing her. When she doesn't have money, she doesn't have work, she doesn't have money coming in, he doesn't have money coming in. So you got a whole house with nobody doing nothing. But anyway, I appreciate you taking my call. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll be heard on here, but I don't hear myself now. Somebody else is still talking. So
I promise you, people are here. You will be heard. I promise you. I'm not lying to you. But yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
It was great talking to
That's
you.
all
right.
Yeah, like I'm waiting to hear somebody say something about Mike Epps. It was unnecessary. To me, it wasn't funny. It was just out of place.
Yeah.
But anyway, good night. Thanks.
Good night. All right. Well, you heard the caller. Call in. Let us know what are your thoughts about this. The phone number is right up there. I appreciate you guys. I'm not going anywhere. I know people are saying, the halftime and all this. I'm not interested in it. I told you guys, I don't care for concerts. I'm not into sports. I'd rather be here kicking it with y'all and talking to y'all and debating and arguing respectfully. Okay? So I'm looking in the comment section. Let's get these likes up. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up. Okay? And I pulled this up because I wanted to get a more understanding about the Kevin Hart situation. Monique, she talks on Club Shay Shay about it. But you guys, the phone number is always open. And hey, we don't have any callers right now. So if you call in now, you don't have to wait. We can just get you right on in.
Now, you know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yes.
Kevin Hart, I do his podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself. When he first comes on, he says, "You're like my mother, you're like my aunt, you're like my sister." Okay? Then we do the podcast. We speak about the Tyler Perry situation. Oprah Winfrey, he said, "I don't really know Oprah, but I'm going to reach out to Tyler." I appreciate that. Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, "Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it." He said, "But I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that and let's just do great things. So whatever
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it."
Okay, this is what I got to say about that. Some people are saying, girl, why don't you just move on from it? No. Could you imagine? And I want everybody to put yourself in this situation right now that I'm about to say, okay? And make sure y'all hit that like button. If somebody on YouTube that you were friends with, okay? You have a YouTuber, let's give it a name. Vaseline came out here and said that you had the high five. You had an ST, you know what? You was itching real bad. And you had the high five. And they spread it all around town that you had the high five. But it was a lie. Okay, and people believe this, and you couldn't get into spaces. People didn't want to date you because it was this horrible rumor about you, and people didn't hire you because they was discriminating at you because they was like, "Oh, you have the high five and you spreading that shit," or something like that, right? Now, the person that spread the rumor about you years later, they apologize behind the scenes and offer you money just to let it go away. But you want to be vindicated. You're calling them to say, no, you need to get back on that platform and you need to tell everybody that whole shit was a lie that you said about me. Because if you don't, then what does it look like? It looks like, okay, even though you spreaded that rumor about me and I'm working with you now, people gonna think it's true. They're gonna look at that person like, with a YouTuber, honey, Vaseline, she just have a good heart. She's very forgiving. So yeah, but they're gonna always think that, maybe that wasn't a good example. I don't know. Okay, well, we got a caller, so let's call. All right, so we're going to pick up this next caller. Calling from 240. You are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about all of this?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. My thoughts about not just the Monique part when she was on Club Shay Shay, but also Cat Williams. I watched both episodes or both things when Cat was on for the whole 2 hours and also Monique. And both of them, they're just shedding light on what's going on, not just in the industry, the movie industry with that, but with everything that's going on, even with the music industry, because we have to remember that even in the movie industry, there was only so many people, or even, it's only been so long that Black people have been able to even perform or be in the movies. So you have to consider that there's only so many slots for people. And that when you have so many talented Black artists, and there's only so many people they're going to let represent or stand up there as tall, strong Black women and Black men, they're only going to limit that. They're not going to let everyone shine or be up there. And that's when you hear Kat talking about the roles he wasn't going to take. And also what Monique said, that she wasn't going to just be a slave and not work. Yes, they offered Monique played her role and did her role for $50,000, but they wanted her to travel overseas and not pay her and things like that. But also on Shay Shay's podcast, there was a portion when she talked about her when she played on the Parkers, and for the Parkers about it being syndicated. And if you really go back and you listen to that, she talks about that her and also the young lady that played her daughter, they made a lot of money off of that. And even though I think she said they got like $50,000 some dollars an episode, they were always telling her, wait till you get into syndication, wait after so many shows, 100 shows, then you'll see later on the benefits or get royalties or whatever you get from that. And she said if you go and you look at it, they made millions and millions of dollars, and they still have not been compensated fairly for that. So a lot of this is where, when we look at the movie industry and a lot of these things, there's only so many people they're going to allow to really have top positions. My daughter used to tell me, Mom, I'm 58 years old. Mom, at a certain point, y'all didn't do certain things, racism, all this stuff that's going on. We have to consider we still, the Black community, they're limiting us in so many different things. And I would tell my daughter, I see what you're saying. They gave Oprah her little shot. They gave some people a shot. But we're still catching crumbs because everybody is not getting that, are not able to get on like they should be getting on. And that's what everybody is missing, is not just Monique talking about Oprah and Kevin. And these people are what you would consider gatekeepers. They're only going to let so many people in. And I think somebody touched on it earlier, it might have even been you, that Oprah did not want Monique to come up where she was coming up. And if you listen to the whole podcast, there's a part where she says Oprah, when she was on a radio station, was making $21,000 or something like that, and her coworker, her male counterpart, was making $50-some thousand, and she left because she was not getting fair compensation. So it's a lot of that. Oprah saying one thing, and I'm not going to pay her. That's what she told her makeup artist or whatever, but she's not remembering. And then there's a part where I think I seen on a podcast or somewhere where she simply was told by, what is his name, Bill Cosby, when you start making money, it's going to change you. And I think she was saying along the lines, no, it's not going to change her. But clearly, it has changed her. And if you cannot help people on the come up, or people, even if you're, you know, people are not getting the plays that you're getting, the problem is some people don't want other people to outshine them, or they don't want to see people. It's unfortunate. It's not just in our community. I keep hearing, and you know, all these people say, oh, she needs to be quiet. No, she doesn't need to be quiet, because we're speaking about years and years, not just for her, but for Black people everywhere, not just for comedians and music industry and for the movie industry. We're talking about just in jobs in general, just everywhere. We as Black people need to start speaking up and not being quiet. We were told, oh, we cannot say things. No, we need to voice our opinions. We need to speak up. We need to say what's wrong. I grew up and being told, like she was told, you speak the truth. That's the only thing you have is your word. That's all you have is the truth. What else is it? Are we supposed to just go around and lie? Somebody did this and somebody did that. And you have to be concerned about the other people. You have to be concerned about other people. So that's one thing that I just wanted to say, is that I have noticed, I was watching your program, and there was a lot of things that you said and some other people have said that I agreed with, but I think we're forgetting, you know, it's only been how many years since we've been able to even, Black people have been able to really perform in a role that a Black person played the part. They used to have white people in blackface playing certain parts, and then they gave them other roles, and they gave them certain roles, and then there was only certain roles that you could have. And that's unfortunate, but that's how it is. And it's still going on.
Yeah, that was the norm. But you know what? A lot of Black people don't know their history. And they're taking history away from Black people. And, you know, Black people, they have the world at their hands. But they have no interest in doing research and knowing their history. They are entitled. They feel that, you know, I don't even feel like they feel that nobody has fought for them to have the freedoms that they have. I mean, it's a lot of blood that's being shed for Black people to have voices, and for me to even be on this platform, and just for people to do what they're doing now, you know, from buying homes to being in certain neighborhoods. And I feel like people take things for granted, and it can all be taken away from you in the blink of an eye, and they will come when you least expect it. I mean, when you look at history and you look at the end, I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I'm talking about. Right. When that occurred, I'm sure those people did not see it coming. And the thing about it is, you never see it coming, okay? And they don't want you to see it coming, okay? Of course, it's always going to be a distraction at play to get you when you least expect it. And so forth on, you know, and history repeats itself. We know this. You heard that saying before. And you know, right now we have rumors of wars. Trump did say it is a big possibility that we are going to war. And you see it. You sense it. You feel it. Have you noticed?
No, I used to be military, so I'm a disabled veteran. And I have been watching things where they are dropping off immigrants, Black immigrants and different immigrants in different parts of Georgia, different places in the city, in neighborhoods. And they're like, well, what are these people being just dropped off here? I mean, they're standing on corners at churches and all kinds of different stuff. They're actually doing a lot of different things, and people are not paying attention. I'm not saying, I don't even think that none of this is a distraction from all the stuff that's truly going on. I just think that there's a lot of stuff going on that's tied in together. Now, as I stated, I used to be, I'm a veteran, and y'all were talking about people. I don't even think people don't, like you said, they don't investigate. And many years ago, there was a thing that the military was looking at called Make Love, Not War. They said they never used it, but it was a type of chemical that they were going to use to make men fall in love with men. I mean, it's all kinds of different things that people don't understand that has been going on behind the scenes. That wasn't just for black people, but we don't know what's been going on. if you look at everything that has been going on, they take and they push. They're having, when you look at the argument between what's his name, D.L. Hughley and Monique and different things like that. And I used to listen to look at D.L. Hughley's podcast and listen to some of the stuff that he would, and I would read some of the things, but I didn't even know some of the stuff that was going on. And then when you hear that this beef or whatever just started from her going on his radio show, and his assistant Jasmine or whoever made that remark, or they wanted to play that game. Why would you even play a game like that? But she didn't know what type of game they were playing. So that was said to be funny, or they wanted to put that out there. But then he's upset when, you know.
Hold on. You're talking about the gay game? Are you talking about the gay game?
Yeah, when she went on his radio podcast or whatever, and Jasmine said, "Oh, we want to play a game. Would you rather?" And she said, and like, okay, let's play. I guess she probably thought they were going to play a game with her, not about her husband. Would you rather for her husband? Would you rather for your husband?
That's an interesting. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I did want to ask the audience about it. What do you guys feel about that? Monique, she went on D.L. Hughley's show, but he was not there. But his co-hosts were there, and they played a game with Monique. Would you rather? Now, this game, they always go dirty. You know how black people are. They always going to go under the bush. They going to say, would you rather do it with a drag queen? All this stuff. And knowing that Monique history, her reputation was having an open marriage. Everybody talked about Monique's open marriage because she was so open about it, and she talked about it. And she got a lot of backlash from a lot of people in her community for having an open marriage. And there were rumors that her boyfriend or her husband liked men and women. There were rumors that he was bisexual. There was rumors that he was messing with other men. I don't know how true it is. It's none of our business anyway. However, they said, would you rather for your husband to sleep with Lee Daniels, which is another man, or to sleep with a whore? Okay. And she was very offended on that, and that was on the air. And I want to know, do you guys feel like that was too far? Press 2 if you felt like that was just too far. Press 2. Press 5.
I think
Wait. Press 5 if you feel like, no, that was not too far. She was just sensitive, but that was not too far. And I want you to do me another one. Call in and let us know, was it too far or not? We want to hear from you, because people play these games all the time. Black people are very known to play these games, playing with, oh, you must be gay. Are you gay? Would you do this? Would you do that? So what are your thoughts on it? Go ahead, 240. And I just have to interrupt to say it. I just felt it on my spirit.
Okay, that's okay. I think when they asked, they also said with your husband wearing a rubber, and with her just, with him just having sex with her without one. And from my understanding, as you said, they used to call that lady Superhead or something like that.
Yeah,
like
she was known to be a whore. Yeah, she was a whore.
Right. So, I could see them asking her because the game is would you rather, but they turned it to, and put it on where her husband. But then, for them getting the, I think the other thing was D.L. Hughley said, well, no, you did not get a cease and desist or whatever. But what she said was she had to contact her lawyer. And then that's what she's saying, that's how that started. Regardless of how Monique was in the past or whatever was going on, like you said, we don't know what they've been doing. Maybe they were changing their lives. Maybe they were thinking, hey, we're getting older, let's do this, let's do that. But even so, when she said she called him because she was like, hey, let me call my, this is just a little out of hand, and she called him, his response was like, well, that's how we do it. But maybe she just felt uncomfortable because she thought, we were at that point, he said that they were even cool. They were friends or whatever, or not friends, but they were cool. So then it just got, from then on, she said, I'm going to see you, because I guess after the lawyer, they didn't have to send that because he agreed, okay, after the lawyers got involved, he wouldn't just air it. But then I guess some other stuff happened. She said he's been going on these shows, Vlad, and all these other different things. And there's been people that have pulled the receipts because he said, you're not going to see any of this. But no, there are things out there where it shows him going on Vlad, going on other shows, podcasts, and talking about Monique because people are going to bring up the question. They're going to ask him a question. He responded. If he didn't want to respond, he could have said, I don't even want to discuss that or whatever. But he responded. He brought up her name. He said certain things. So there are receipts out there. There are things out there that shows that he did speak about her. So she's not lying about that. And the thing about it, she said, I was just saying that he was, I'm going to see you, DL. That's what she was saying. I am going to see you. I can only say what she said on here. But there is some things where there was no communication on the phone or anything after that. And you can tell that it just went so far to the point where now we're seeing him actually just, the only thing I really am upset with DL about is, if you're upset with her, she made the statement. She did not bring up his daughter again on Club Shay Shay. She did not do that. She just said that, he was being cowardly and stuff like that. He brought it up again on his podcast when he was responding. But for him to attack, okay, if you feel a certain way, say I'm not agreeing with Monique. I don't like what she's doing, but to attack saying black and greasy and all this other different stuff when we already know how the white community or certain people feel about black people anyway, and especially black women. Now that just made me feel a little bit differently about him because I never looked at him like that before. And now he is making it worse on himself. Every time he's responding to her, okay, respond to her, but you don't have to say fat, greasy, fat, just different things like that. I'm not a dark-skinned black lady, but I am a light-skinned. I don't like that. I've never liked that. I don't appreciate that because we all, we come in different shades. But for you to say certain things about that, it doesn't make you look good. And then if you know that your household is not being smooth sailing and you have all these things out there where you prayed to somebody to take the illegitimate child away, and then the next day the child dies and stuff like that. That's crazy. You can't speak on Monique when your family is not together itself. That just doesn't make sense. If you have an illegitimate child and then you're praying for the child to die and different stuff like and days later the child dies, what does that say? That's crazy. Even though he was younger, and he said he'll always feel a certain way, but you can't speak on her past if your past, what did they say? You can't, one without sin, you can't, don't throw a stone or whatever. You can't do that. If you know your house is not together, you can't do that to her. You can't say, she has no relationship with all her children. That's not what it was about. She has older child.
So I gotta ask a question.
They have issues with.
So, because we hear this all the time in our community, and they say when you're beefing, it's nothing off limits. And I want to know, do you guys believe that? Press 10 if you feel like if we beefing, ain't nothing off limits. Press 20 if you don't believe that. You feel like there's always limits and boundaries. And even though one party believes it doesn't really matter if the other party does not believe in that. I'm not sure. But what are your take on that too, 4L? Do you think that you're beefing?
He said that my family's off limits, but his show started this with her. So for her to as far as the part about his daughter being sexually assaulted, he came on the show and said
essay. Let's just say essay, please, just for the future.
Essay, and that he said that it was a friend of his, that it was a younger friend, I guess, that was 13. They both were 13. His daughter was 13, and the friend of his was 13. And he said that, of course, he wasn't there when it happened, but he didn't believe her or what have you. And he brought that up on other podcasts. She was saying that she said she was speaking of his character, where he was a coward, I guess, because he did not believe her. If you have, there are a lot of children that have been essayed. I know of some that has happened to somebody that I know, and their whole thing, when they come to a parent, they expect for their parent to believe them. And then when their parent doesn't believe them, who else can they go to? And that happens in not just our community. It happens in a lot of different communities. It happens, it happens. But who does the child go to? But what she was saying was that she was speaking about his character. She said he brought it up. She was just talking about that. With that right there, I don't know. I didn't see the beef in 2022 or when it first started, how that came about. I just know what she said about it started with them attacking her husband. She went on she did go to when she was doing I guess the comedy special, and she brought that up about the contracts or whatever. She had said before, I will see him because of what had happened, transpired between her being on that show and him not saying, hey, and the way that he talked to her after that or treated her and things like that. That is just a part of the bigger thing that's going on. It's unfortunate. I think that maybe when he saw her own club, Shay Shay, I can't tell him what to do. Of course, no one can tell him what to do, but what he's done is just made it worse for him, I believe, because it looks bad on his part, because there's nothing where anything he said makes him seem like, I don't even know. I don't even think I could even look at him when I'm on Instagram or anything. I couldn't even look at anything that he has put out there. It makes me just look at him different. I thought he was going in the way of an advocate for people and activists and things like that. When you're trying to put yourself in a certain position, you cannot just go on a rant like that. It should have been, hey, let me think about this some more. Let me calm down. But then, that's how that goes. Certain people are going to do certain things, and there's nothing you can say about that. But she has every right to speak on her truth. She has every right to say what's going on. If people have harmed her, if people have said things to her, we're talking about a great deal of money that she's lost out of. And she has every right to say what she needs to say. She has every right to say, hey, these people did this. She's not saying they or them or the industry. She's naming people, because these people, we don't know how many lives they've ruined or how many careers they've ended. If they're gatekeepers, or they're people that can say, you have very talented people in the music industry, you have very talented people that are actors and actresses, how many people's lives have they uprooted and ended because they couldn't go past a certain part because these people didn't want them to come up or want to say, no, we don't want you to represent our black community. We want y'all to be looked at a certain way. And that's another thing. Who are they? They were only allowed to get so far. After a certain point, if the real people that control the industry didn't want Oprah and Tyler Perry, because they still are black, they need not forget that. They are black people. They're only limited to go so far. Yeah, you're billionaires, but remember Oprah got a wake-up call when she went overseas and she tried to buy some purses. I think she went into this place and she wanted to buy a purse, and they reminded her, she is a black woman. She is black, regardless of how much money you have. They didn't know exactly who she was, but the first thing, they didn't see Oprah Winfrey when she walked through those doors to buy that very expensive purse. They saw a black woman. So one day, they will get another wake-up call. And maybe this is a different type of call that they need to take heed of, that you are still black, that you're in an industry that's allowing you to get so far. But you step out of line or something happens, they will do the same thing like they did to Bill Cosby. I don't want to even speak on that. I don't know how that stuff happened. But even if we go back to that, I don't even want to say this because this might sound wrong or whatever, but we're going back 30 and 40 years to a man that back there in the 70s, I was born in 66, back there in the 70s, everybody, they were love, peace and everything. They were doing all kinds of crazy things. We don't know what all happened. I don't even want to really get into that. But I'm just saying that you can only get so high or so far in the industry being black, and then if you're trying to do something or something happens and they don't want you there, or we don't want him to be able to have this position. We'll let you have this position, but we're not going to let you go but so far. And then after that, they're going to say, okay, no, this is not happening. You need to stay in your place. You're still a black man. You might have some money, but no. And if you haven't done anything wrong, the only thing that cannot take a black person down if they get so far is that they have lived a squeaky clean life and they haven't really done anything and made any waves. Other than that, we're still, unfortunately, we're looked at, the black community, black people are looked at as not being up there, or, yeah, we're just this and that, but yet they do take from our community. They do certain things. Even if you look at what's going on with the immigrant things right now, like I said, I'm a veteran. They are kicking veterans out of certain facilities like nursing homes and everything, and they're making way for immigrants. Okay, and that's another story. However,
okay,
how are you having all this money for other people, but what about our black people?
240. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. We do have other callers I want to take.
Okay.
But I just want to say I thank you so much for calling in and letting us know how you feel about the situation. All right, so you guys we are here, and we are talking about Monique. Joe came out, and he has some horrible things to say about her. And I just want to stop and just give my appreciation to everybody in here. I love you guys. You guys are the best. And this is a space where we can agree to disagree. You can call in. You don't have to agree with the people that's speaking. Everybody have their mind on their own. As long as we come and we're respectful, I think everybody should be fine, right? So make sure you guys like this video. We need more likes. We need the likes to push this video in the channel, in the algorithm. So therefore, we can have more voices that we can hear from, and we can keep this channel alive. All right, so calling from, I'm going to my next caller. How y'all doing up there? Calling from 347. You are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. Please tell us your thoughts on all of this.
Hi, Gigi. I called earlier and I heard you say something, and I just want to make a point very clear. Club Shay Shay has been always known for excellence and the interviews that Shay has done. And I used to watch Club Shay Shay for way before this whole mess started. And I always used to say that Shay, he's the only person that you can watch an interview and you don't like the person, and when the interview's over, you'll like the person. Because that's how I was with the baby. After he did that interview with the baby, I was like, he's just such a great, he's good at what he does, right? This man is unproblematic. You don't hear nothing about him.
Right.
But excellence, his family, look at his Instagram, chilling with his dad. Excellence. Unproblematic, straightforward, always put everything to the surface, right? Never hear nothing. Boom. Here comes Cat Williams' interview. Boom. Here we go. Shay Shay clothes be kind of tight, right? Oh,
I don't think about it. I don't look at his clothes like, oh my God, he's tight. I don't think about it.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it started to be spoke of. You never heard this before.
Yeah, people that don't like him, that hate him, they're looking for something to hate on him about.
And if we watch closely, watch how Hollywood snakes, look what they're doing. They bring up this whole thing with his stylist being gay. Memo, fun fact, pretty much every stylist in Hollywood is gay. If not all of them, most of them. I don't think one gay person would disagree with me. So why does that matter? And how does that affect his sexuality? I'm sorry, I don't understand.
It does not matter, but I think you have to realize that a lot of these men that's speaking, which is Corey Holcomb,
90 seconds.
Mike Epps, they were raised in a homophobic environment, and they know black people as a whole, majority are homophobic. That's what they were raised on. So they're going to use it to weaponize against him. And that's just what it is.
No, that exactly, and that people smarten up and realize that they're doing this on purpose.
Right, they are.
That was meant to be. That was on purpose. that comedy show when he said that about
60
Shay, that
seconds.
was on purpose. That was actually they put him down and said, "Yo, Mike, take this jab. That you know what you got to do." That was done on purpose to put this feeling, the stain, you know, because you, like you said, you know how we are homophobic. I don't mean me, but I'm saying our people.
I know we're talking
general.
about as a whole.
So,
we still have a long way to fight against homophobia in the black community. It is still a fight. It will always be a fight, and it will always be an ongoing battle. It will always be an ongoing battle. But go ahead.
And I want to just point out, just to say that I'm not saying that even if he was gay, it wouldn't matter to me.
It doesn't matter.
I wouldn't give
You're
a
absolutely
damn.
right.
I love Shay. And I would still watch the show. And again, I don't care what they do in their bedroom or what their sexual orientation is. I just don't care.
10
There's
seconds.
so many other things to worry about in 24. But I said what I said because people do not. Shay is not an easy target. And people are going to soon see that. See, people think he is. Don't sleep on Shay Shay. Shay Shay is very, very well connected. And I know, people know, don't try him. That's why he's not even sweating it. That man is connected. Don't sleep on him. Ain't nobody going to mess with Shay Shay. I know. He's nobody can possibly come for him. So I'm not, they could just stop. And honestly, if you look in the comments and look at people that's talking, they know it's bullshit. Shay Shay, I seriously doubt it. And even if he was, so the hell what?
So
Stop
what?
trying to use things
And
to
347,
go away from the fact of
I
what
gotta
y'all are really
say
doing.
something. I thank you, because we need more voices like you in the black community so we can see, wow, there are black people that are not, discriminating, or they don't hate a black man because he decides to be gay, or because he just is, or whatever have you. Because it's so, and you see it and you sense it on social media. A black man can't do anything without being called gay, and they say gay not in a term of endearment, like, oh my God, he's gay, good for him. It's more so weaponizing it and in an insult, like, he's gay. Oh my God, it's so many gay men. Oh my God.
It's just a mindset of a person, and it's just going back. It's just how you're raised.
It definitely how you
I
raised.
just don't see what it just doesn't matter. But at the same time, look how many people we didn't know. See, now people are it's okay now, I guess, well, sorta, to come out. And
it's
how
not,
many people we didn't
yeah.
know, even though we knew, but they didn't let us know. But we always knew who was like, kind of like gay in Hollywood, and it didn't matter. We didn't care. We loved Queen Latifah. We didn't care who was gay. We didn't care. It didn't matter.
Some of us did not
it's like,
care. Some of us did not care.
Well,
and the ones that did not care, we didn't speak up loud enough to let these people know, hey, it is a safe space. If you come out here and the black community come for you, we gonna speak up. And these individuals did not feel like it was a safe space, because the ones that were standing for right, they were not loud. It's just like the good men. You have a lot of good men in the black community, right? But why, when the ignorant men speak up, the good men are quiet?
Exactly.
It's the same thing. And then they say, well, we ain't all like that, but we don't see that representation. We don't see that fight against the ignorant. We don't see the fight. We see the loud ignorant. And loud ignorance always seem to be so loud and wrong, but nobody faces that and corrects it. So that's why I say I thank you for speaking up.
And I always will, because that's the thing. Sometimes we're afraid to go against the masses. I'm never afraid. I've been drugged so many times for things. I had told you guys earlier, I was drugged for the whole Christian Keys thing because I wasn't buying what he did, and I went against it. And let me tell you, I was getting death threats. Because people were like, how could you do this? And now look. And then y'all let Jesse Smollett do it to you, and then you let Christian Keys do it too. I'm like, no, I'm not letting it go. No. You can see right through these things. And again, I didn't even Christian Keys. I don't care if he was gay or not, or if he was with Tyler or not. I don't care. If something happened to you, say what happened, and that's it. You came out, said something, and now you going on live every day, not saying anything. You make other people, you make their journey, you make men not want to come out because he made like a whole kind of game of it. So now think of men that it really happened to. Because there are men out there that these things happen to, but they're not going to come forward, especially black men.
They're not going to come. They know. Yeah, you do have a few gay men that on the edge and they want to live in their truth. But to be honest with you, black men are so destroyed by their upbringing, they will never come out. I was just having a conversation with this black man, right? He's a store owner and he's a Republican. And honey, if you can hear the conversation and what he's fighting for, it is really he's fighting against himself, but you can never tell him that if you understand what I'm picking up. That's not how they identity. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's who you are, but you're fighting against your identity. It's the whole mind thing. But yeah, I'm sorry to go there, but go ahead.
No, it's fine. It's just truly, truly sad to think that some people really have to withhold who they are pretty much their whole lives. They can't truly be who they are. That just must be like holding your breath your whole life. That's horrible. Like
yeah, I think it's horrible for some, but not all. Some people, they have gotten to the point where they just have conformed to the other side and they are against who they are and they are against other people that's like that. I don't know how you do it. Okay, say for instance, you have a black person, right? And they don't fight for the interests of black people. They are fighting against the anti-interests of black people. So you do have a lot of them that are just like that, just because their upbringing. So yeah, you do have some that is sad for, unfortunately, and some that it's not, but it's life, and I think you just have to face it and keep fighting on. And you have to keep fighting. I'm sorry, but to me, I just don't. I mean, you can play a victim, but in this day and age, some people care, but we are getting to the point where nobody cares. Nobody cares about your cries. Nobody cares about your pain, okay? You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to rise up and fight. And if you look at every group, they didn't get equal rights by just being quiet and just waiting their turn. Yep. They had to fight for it. Nobody's going to pay attention if you're just sitting in a corner and playing victim. Okay? I just think it's the time that you have to fight.
What Monique is doing.
Yeah, definitely.
You're saying what
and she has to fight. Yeah. She don't want to sit in the corner and just being quiet and being a victim. That time is over. Yep. I don't, so.
Yep. It's over. We got to stick behind her. And like I said earlier, live in your truth. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Anything happens to you,
I disagree.
Anything that hurts you.
Now, I don't know about that 347. I think you have to be wise and you have to know where you are, because certain people that want to live in their truth, they're going to get hung for it, okay? So you have to.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of the show. That's the whole point of the show.
But I'm saying,
if you come out and say, you're going to get hung for it, a.k.a. Monique.
Yeah, but I'm talking about really like taking out of here. You understand? It depends on your situation. You want to move smart.
You're right.
You don't want to move based on emotion. Okay? Life is not fair for nobody. Okay? So you have to think smart and you have to move wise. Okay? So, yeah. But for those that can and you have the opportunity and you feel safe and you feel like it's a space to do so, by any means. But if you don't feel like it's safe for you, you're going to have to wait till you get comfortable. And if it never comes a time where you feel safe, keep your head up, but you have to do what's best for you. And sometimes, The world is not fair. The world is not right. That's all I have to say. And, that's just reality of it.
I just wish someone would just step up and just be the mediator and just resolve this between Monique and, because all this outside garbage about, everybody's looking at our community, what was us? Okay, so then stop it. Stop talking about it. Someone step in and say, okay, Monique, okay, Tyler, Oprah, we have to do this. You guys are powerful people. Don't tell me you can't get a mediator and sit in a room and resolve this, because it's just going nowhere fast and it's getting reckless and people are getting hurt. Families are being drug into it. This is a mess over just paying this woman what she deserves. It does kind of look bad on us. So I'm just sticking with Monique. But I have to really go. I'm going to go finish my hair. I love you guys. Bye, Gigi. I'm going to keep listening, man. I'll call back again another time. I love your show.
Well, I appreciate it. And I'm so happy that you had the courage to speak, just because you know the type of climate that we are in. Thank you. All right. So the phone lines, everybody that called in, I'm going to answer everybody that's on the phone line. If you guys think that I should reopen the phone line so more people can call in, please press 7. And I will be here all night if we have to. Do you understand? Calling from 424. Calling from 424, you are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about all of this?
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, I want to say this. I think that Joe is a narcissist. I think he's disgusting. And I wouldn't trust any man that stimulates his dog's privates. Why would I trust anything he say? Why would I listen to anything he says? Because he's disgusting. And that's what I have to say. He's a weirdo. That's it.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, he might be a lot of things, but don't take for granted. Don't underestimate your enemy, because Joe, he might be a lot of things, but he has a massive following. He has a big voice, and people voices, just like Monique said, can do harm. So please don't, Anyway, let's go on to our next caller. Are you guys ready? Calling from 615. You are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about all of this?
What's up, Sister Gigi? This is Afro here.
Hey, Afro. What's going on, Afro? It's been a minute. Speak up, Afro.
Yeah,
Speak up, Afro.
Yeah, I was listening to your show last night, but I was at work.
All right. I'm going to give you the flow, Afro, because I know he got something to say. I'm going to be quiet.
I got a lot to say because I wanted to call you, but I was at work. I said, girl, I got enough information last lifetime. I said, I was going to say, for one, Paul Mooney, late great Paul Mooney's been talking about Oprah for years when he did his stand-up special. Talking about Oprah's a double agent, which she is. She be lying talking about she got SA, but she never did. Her daddy, her mama, her rest of her family busted her they tails to take care of Oprah. And y'all talking about Oprah, no, she never went through poverty and all this. Her family busted their tails to take care of that girl. And Monique is right. Monique is right about what she had to say about Oprah and Tyler. She didn't have to, but I do agree she did apologize to show she was a bigger person. And everybody's looking up to Oprah like she's queen or she's a saint. And when she went to Africa and did that school for them girls, when them girls got SA and school burnt down, where was Oprah? Oprah's nowhere around. She got her 2 wake-up calls, and she still thinks she's a white woman. Tyler Perry's been called out so many times about the stuff he's done. Y'all will still watch his movie no matter what. That man would sit there and essay a woman. Y'all would still support that man. Same with Oprah. Joe Budden, you ain't got a dog in this fight. Because he shouldn't say nothing. Because, you know, some people bring his past up. DL, he was in the wrong. He is a coward. Because you see how his past came up. He could have been the bigger man. Said, know what, Monique? I think we need to take this off of social media. I think we need to have a conversation privately and let's talk. Because we both got a lot to say. We both in the wrong for what we said. I think we need to work on it. But he didn't. He wanted to go on his show and go on Instagram, tell the world that Monique's a liar and call her ugly and bitter. She's not Celie from The Color Purple. She's not Miss Celie. She is not Celie from The Color Purple. And it's true what people say. Anytime a black woman says something, they want to call her bitter, angry, and all this and that. When Monique said something about Oprah, about money, y'all call her a fat liar. But when Taraji said something about money, oh, Taraji, let me wash your feet, let me rub your back, let me brush your hair, let me kiss your backside. See how that works? Y'all looked at Monique as the enemy, but you love on Taraji. Monique was supposed to play Cookie. Who got it? Taraji. Only person that actually showed love to Monique was Lee Daniel when he said, I'm sorry. That was it. How come Monique gets looked at as the villain, but when Taraji put them tears on, y'all bum rush and kiss her backside? And it's true, we do need to start fighting among each other because it's not getting us nowhere. That's not even her damn network. I wish people quit saying Oprah owns her own network. That's not her. Just because it says Oprah on it doesn't mean it's hers. A white man owns that. Quit thinking that she owns it. It's the same as Dolly Parton does not own Dollywood. Her name might be on it, but it's not her part. Y'all need to stop thinking, oh, that's her. No. Thank you for it. I do have a nice voice. Thank you. But it's just the simple fact is Monique told the truth. Anytime a truth teller comes out, you will call them liars and this and that. When Cat come out, they called him a liar, an angry black man. When she came out, they called her an angry black woman that's bitter. And all these other people like DL, Steve Harvey, they come out, oh, they don't know what you're talking about. How come Mark Curry punked you about selling his ass? DL, how come you were so evil talking about this baby need to pass on? See, that's one thing that got me was he was talking about that baby need to get gone, get erased, needs to perish. That's what chapped my ass. Talking about a baby needs to go back to heaven. What you talking about, fool? Babies need to be protected. You talking about babies need to go back to heaven. And he has the audacity to say that and got kids. Then you gonna call your daughter a liar? What kind of father are you? But y'all will still love this man no matter what he said or did. And I don't get it. You will love the evil but hate the good. You will love the evil but hate the good. I can't walk around loving Satan but hating on Jesus. I won't walk around loving on Jesus but hating on, but disliking Satan. Because God said don't hate nobody. That's all I'm saying. You can't walk around loving evil but hating on Jesus. And y'all will love on DL, Tyler Perry, Oprah all day because they are face of Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood don't love you. Like Hollywood will make fun of you. They doing the blackface like the white folks did back in Hollywood back in the 30s. They blackface. I know y'all be sitting up there bumming the Ice Spice and y'all blackface. Y'all blackfacing. Y'all want what they got. Y'all love what they got was when they do them song and dance. But when real people like Monique and
Got it. Okay. Well, 615 Afro, I just want to say I thank you so much for calling in. It's always a pleasure. We're going to let you go for right now. All right. So calling from 214. How you guys doing? Let's get these likes up, you guys. Let's get it to 300. Calling from 214. You're live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. What are your thoughts about all this that's going on?
Hey, Gigi. Sorry for my voice. Sorry, my heater is on.
Okay.
I just wanted to share something with you, a story. Gigi, Monique is mean.
Really?
Monique is mean.
Well, tell it, because we have yet to hear a person on the other side. We've been hearing, people with all the same talking points. And, I'm open. I want to hear left and right. Go ahead.
So this is my personal experience. This is my personal experience from, let's say the mid-2000s. I think, what was it, 07, 08? Like, around that time, Monique came to the Improv. She came to the Improv, and at that time, I was really, really young. And, I saved my money. I wanted to go see her on that weekend. So Monique called me out, Gigi, and I didn't know how to handle it, but she started shouting. Remember when she used to say, "I hate skinny bitches"? Like, she yelled that and looked directly at me. And this was at the Improv, the Addison Improv. And I just looked around ha ha. But she kept at it, and she looked directly at me. Gigi, what was that? I was 5'9", 117. I was small back then. 19-inch waist. I was a tiny thing. And I was working, I was in school, and she just called me out. What I did, Gigi, was I flicked her off and I laughed. I was hurt. So that was my only reaction, and I didn't go back and forth. I just left. I didn't even get to see the show. I saw the opening act and maybe 10 minutes of her, and then
people want to know.
In my car.
Got it. I understand you had a bad experience with Monique, and I'm so sorry you had a bad experience with Monique. But people want to go back to the topic.
Share with you, though.
What are your thoughts that's correlating to the topic, not your own, person? I apologize for that.
I bring that up.
Yeah, let's go to the topic.
She did that to some more. If you watch the Queens of Comedy, there's a scene where Monique and all the women, they were driving early morning. So their car service had all of them in the car at 6 in the morning, very early. Monique really had to yell at the fact that Samore was super dressed. Samore looked really, really good. And it's so early in the morning. And Monique just really had to call her out and be yell and be rude about it. And it's so funny. Rewatch Queens of Comedy. You'll see this scene. Because I remember when I saw that, it made me think of what happened to me back then. She says a lot, but whenever there's a black woman attractive, because if you've seen the Queens of Comedy, Samore is everybody's favorite. She really is your favorite. She looked really good, and she had a really great voice. I remember the girls in my dorm said that. They all really liked Samore. Monique doesn't like any other woman that can be in any type of what she would perceive as competition. If you look in any way better and you're in like in a closed situation where she can take over like the conversation, she's going to come after you. And what happened to me was like, this was years ago, but like nobody really brings up like those small situations of Monique talking to somebody else, where Monique is not calling you her baby. You know what I mean? I just want to just bring that up because I know I may sound like I'm off topic, but if we're going to keep talking, if we're going to bring up Monique and everything that happens to her in Hollywood, then also bring up how she treats other women, especially younger women, or women who, who just bring a different energy than her. The last thing I'll say, I find it's interesting that Vivica Fox, Vivica Fox has her own career, she has her own look, how she didn't want to get involved with Monique and Taraji. I'm just saying, Vivica Fox looks the way she does, and she did date 50 Cent, and her body is bad. It's just funny how she kind of just does her own thing. She kind of keeps away. I've seen her run around with Jada, but it's like the very, very, very attractive black women from the 90s, and like they kind of hang out. There's some competition with them, but Monique doesn't really hang out with them. She doesn't like have like her girls, like her set, her team. She's always just going back and forth with black people and black women in a state of crisis. It's always a state of crisis. The only time Monique did not speak to black people that's not in a, condescending, my babies kind of way, or just crisis or something happening to her, was her Oscar speech. Was her Oscar speech, and she was very, very eloquent and humble. And we know she was representing the spirit of Hattie McDaniel. She mentioned that. But, I'll hang up. But just everybody just to think about, there's some more. There's the totality of Monique. Not trying to dismiss what she's saying, but, there's a way we can handle everything. And she doesn't have the totally cleanest record. Her relationship with women, how she speaks to women, isn't the best. So that's all I wanted to say. Goodbye,
All
Gigi.
right. Thank you. Good night. Well, you guys heard it here. People are saying it is another side to Monique that we have to discuss. It's not right that we speak on one side and not the other. We need to see the whole story. And I'm all for that. I have no pick in this fight. I'm going to try to stay as unbiased as I possibly can. I am here to serve everybody and everybody's interests. So I will revamp the callers, but we do have this caller calling from 804. You are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about this? Hello, 804. Are you there? 804. All right, 804 is not there. I'm so sorry. So we're going to let 804 go. So what I'm going to do right now, because I feel we have some more people that got something to say. That lady, I believe her name is Miss A. She just lit, honey. She opened up that box. People are feeling some type of way. I want y'all to call in and let us know how y'all feel about what she said. Is there some truth about this? Is Monique all innocent? Or is other sides to Monique that ain't nobody talking about? What is it? What is it? I don't know. I am still in discovery mode. But we are here to be messy and to gossip. So let's do it, shall we? So if you hear a phone number, that is
Welcome
me.
to Blog Talk Radio. Please
Call in to Blog Talk Radio. It's going to call it, then it's going to give it a countdown. And when it does a countdown, that when the phone lines will be open.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear important...
Your show is scheduled to start in 33 seconds.
All right. So I can see right now who's calling in. And right now we don't even have any phone calls. So feel free to call in. We got a phone call. You guys need to hurry up and call in so you guys can get in line so you won't have to wait that long, okay?
We are sorry, but we're experiencing a problem with our system. Please try your call again later or report a problem through the Blog Talk Radio webpage.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Did y'all see that? The devil is a lie. They gonna say something happened. I'm not accepting that. All right, calling. We got our callers. Call in. I'm loving this. Are you guys enjoying the show? If you are, press 4. Calling from 513. You are live on the air. I just want to say thank you for calling. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about all of this?
Hi. Thanks for having me. Hopefully you
Anytime.
can hear me okay. I have a little bit of a cold.
I can hear
I
you
just
well.
wanted to quickly say, I just wanted to quickly say, with the Monique situation, I think I'm a little bit, I think everybody's not telling the full truth on what's going on.
Because we want to hear both sides. It's not fair that we hear one-sided. You know, we need to hear both talking points.
Yeah, like when Monique, she just named black people for the most part, but she said the head of Lionsgate, but she didn't mention John Felterheimer's name. I had to Google it, and he's been there since 2000. So she should have just called him out as well as calling everybody else out. But she decided not to call his name, but just say the head of Lionsgate. And I'm pretty sure she knows who he is by name. So I'm like wondering why she didn't use that opportunity to call him out. As well, all these people, they're in drama, they're in communication. Communication is the top ability in their wheelhouse. Why is it that all these people who can emote so efficiently can't communicate with each other? What exactly is that about? What type of dysfunction do they have where they're the best in their trade and they don't have the ability to communicate with each other?
That's
So
true.
I find that kind of disheartening. DL is just an insult comic who's an attack dog, and Monique is the same comedy in the way that she does comedy. All they're going to do is go back at it like two dogs in the street and just attacking each other. I don't care whatever happens, they are not going to let up on each other. They're just going to fight and fight until real blood is drawn, I believe.
Wow.
For Tyler to me is, oh my God, it is the worst thing. His shows are so horrible. I don't even know how people watch them. I think ever since he put that soap opera actor, that horrible braid wig, I have not been able to watch another Tyler Perry movie in my entire life. It's like, pay your people and buy a wig that, if I can buy the same wig that you're buying, you're not buying quality wigs. Pay your people and buy them some good wardrobe. And Oprah, I don't know, she just lost herself somewhere along her billionaire status. She just lost herself, and she's not coming back, guys. She's gone forever. I hate to say it, so don't look for them to apologize at all. And that's all I have to say. And thanks for giving me this opportunity to say it.
Well, not just so fast. I want to hear more from you. You know, you're entertaining, just how you say it. And I have yet to hear anybody with your talking points. So I find you to be fascinating because you're just so different.
Oh, okay. Well, I think, like I said, like with Kevin Hart, I like Kevin's brand. Kevin's just going to protect his brand at all costs. I don't care what's coming down the road. He is going to protect himself. And like Kevin, he probably did say to her, because he seems like he genuinely wants to make a lot of friends. So he's just saying, oh yeah, I'll help you. But then someone whispered in his ear, probably, hey man, you can't go that route. And so instead of like being a man and calling her back and say, hey, I can't do this for you, he just ghosted her. So I have friends like that. So he probably just ghosted her. Joe Budden is just an asshole. He has a lot of followers, but who can take him serious? He probably has a lot of essay cases that are just lined up in New York City, where he has paid people off. But other than that, I think I think they should they're not going to come together. I just don't think they will. They just have too much to lose, especially Oprah. She has too much to lose if she were to forgive Monique at this point in her career. And she's 70. That's great-grandmother status. So, no, she's not coming back.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you recommend Monique to continue to talk about this like she's doing? What do you recommend Monique to do?
This is her therapy. Yeah, I think this is Monique's therapy. She's using it as therapy. But if they were to apologize, she would keep bringing it up like she brings up Lee Daniels' name time after time. Lee forgave her. So she has told us for the last, 6 or 7 years, he put me in his play or his movie. So I bet he's like cringing himself, thinking, oh, yeah, I forgave her. Maybe I thought that would shut her up, but it didn't. If they forgive her, she still will be talking about how they came to her and she accepted their apology. So she'll just go on and on about it, no matter what. If they apologize to her or not, she'll just forever talk about it.
So do you think it's in the best interest for Tyler and Oprah not to talk to her? Because like you said, if they did, she would still continue to parade their names around.
Well, to be honest, I think it's in their best interest to talk to her because they need to heal the community. And what Monique is doing, she's going on this stand-up tour, hitting every city she can possibly find between her and Kat, and she can get out there and sway the community because she's going on this tour. Oprah no longer has her television show to sway the masses like that anymore. But with Monique going on this city-by-city tour, she can pick up followers and fans galore. Each and every night she's on that stage, she can just keep talking about it from city to city and pick up more fans on the way. So I think Monique has the upper hand currently as she's traveling and doing her circuit.
Wow. Okay, and you said
But I hope everyone can reconcile. But I still have hope that everyone can reconcile because you must be positive at the end of the day. So
and
but
D.L.
thank you so much for
Hughley,
having me on.
anytime D.L. Hughley
yeah.
and her would never come together because he said he would
No.
never forget and he would never forgive her for what he said about his wife and kids.
Yeah, and I think in truth, she was aiming for him, and she took the daughter and the mother out, not thinking totally about what she was doing. She was probably so upset and so much in anger. She was aiming for him, and she took them out by what she said. She should have planned it out a little bit more surgically in her words before she did that. But that's what happened. And she apologized for it. She apologized for it, but then she went back to it a little bit. So, I don't know.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for calling in and giving us a different point of view. All right. We're going to let you go at this time. Feel free to call in, you guys. We don't have that many callers in right now, so you will get in really quickly. Calling from 214, you are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about all of this? Hello, I think you're listening to the TV. If you can turn the TV off and just talk to me, that would be great. 214. I don't know if you can hear me because I'm not picking up any sound. All right, so going 3, 2, 1. All right, so I'm going to let 214 go because I'm not hearing any feedback and they're not
Hello?
speaking. Yes, if you can
Hello?
not. Yes, I'm here. If you can turn the radio or the internet off so you can just talk to me directly, that would be great.
Okay, I can do that. I have my
Thank you.
cell phone
Yeah.
on. Okay.
Just put that
thank you.
away. Let's just talk. Are you there? Are you there? Okay, I think she's still listening to her cell phone or what she has, which is going to be a lag because they're not at the same time.
Hello?
Yeah, you have to talk to me directly. That's the only way this will work. You can't listen to yourself.
Okay, I turned it down. Is it still operating?
Just only if you talk to me and you don't listen to yourself. That's the only way it will work. So just go ahead and say what you have to say.
Okay, I enjoy your show,
Thank
and I
you.
appreciate you for having this platform.
I appreciate
it
you.
is my pleasure to meet you and your guests this evening, and I rather be doing this than watching the Super Bowl. So I definitely have a few things to mention about the topic you're speaking on, which is Monique and Oprah and all of the fallout. Well, I look at it in comparison to basically the whole scale of black women in entertainment. Because of the lack of opportunities and their abilities to land these roles and get the money financially and the accolades, that they really go against each other in that circle anyway. There's a lot of different layers that Monique opened up about just having being the messenger and the look of the messenger being a problem, and also being a problem that you have respect for your spouse and your significant other. So those are bigger and broader topics based off of what she's presenting as her issue, being a black woman in the entertainment field. So it spreads, like I said, across all reality show platforms, that the black women, they may be professional, have titles, have financial stability, but still and yet it is the drama and the dumbing downness, I would say, and lessening the value of the friendship between black women being something productive and minus any jealousy type of issues in lifting one another up. So I think in the bigger picture of what she's saying, we all love the gossip and the drama of it, but we do really need to look at us in our own community as black women and black men to say how our relationships are being played out and narrated in the entertainment field. It's not a good look, in my opinion, across the board. Like I said, from reality shows to news to, music. You got the females arguing and battling it out because that's what sells and brings attention to themselves and their brands to accumulate these fans. So the fact that Monique is able to publicly point to, as they say, clean up our own backyard before we can start thinking that correction from others is going to come. That correction and accountability needs to happen with us, and
it's starting to happen because discussions like this are going on. You're opening up your platform. Like I said, I give big props to you for doing
Thank you.
so.
Thank you.
And you know, even in that, we don't have a place or a platform in the masses on the national level that recognizes the hard work women like yourself are doing for just the community to have a say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not, especially for free. You know what I'm saying? If it is some platforms opening, they want to charge you to have an opinion. And then what type of society and community are we that when people have an opinion, it's like you have to bash them? You know what I'm saying?
That's
you
horrible.
shouldn't say that.
Yeah, we should
You
all
shouldn't
be
say
able to respect each other's differences. You know, I don't have to believe
Exactly.
or agree with you for us to get along.
Right. And that's the problem. So, and she brought out that point. That's what mentality a lot of the black community has suffered is from their families and learning to keep certain shit that you, excuse me, I'm sorry for cursing on your show, to keep certain stuff taboo. You know, you don't speak on it. You don't say that, you know, that your uncle touched you or your brother or something inappropriate or vice versa. You know, the females doing some, you know, things that they shouldn't be doing to the children or whatever, so have you. You know, the infidelities, you know, people have families that are separate because their father had children by outside of the marriage or the non-marriage to their mother. So dysfunction and toxicity has kind of been inbred in a lot of people's upbringing. If it wasn't, then yeah, you know, you fortunate. But then you have on the other side those that are blessed with those non-factors a part of their life, like T.I.'s son, he want to be a part of the dysfunction so bad. So it's all screwed up, and we all need to just sit back and first start with ourselves and then come in and respecting one another's differences, as you said. And that's my piece on that.
Yes, you are absolutely right. And I'm so glad that someone said it. I'm so glad. All right. Well, I thank you so much, 214. We're going to let you go. The phone lines are open. If you guys want to call in and weigh in on this, feel free to. The door is open. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from what you have to say. If you have to say something that nobody have ever said on this show right now, we want to hear. We don't always have to hear from the same talking points. If you have a different talking points, you've been listening, be like, you know what? I don't agree with none of these people. Call in. We want to hear from you as well. All right. So anything else? I did want to finish and I did want to play what Monique had to say about Kevin. Okay, because I didn't finish playing that. So I'm going to wait till the phone calls come on. And you guys know, your phone calls, your voices is most. So if you call in, I'm going to stop the video to answer them phone calls, all right? Like I said, right now, we don't have anybody that's in the queue, but I'm looking out. So call in now, and you can get on right now. You don't have to wait.
Y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do. Now, let me say that before we go any further, because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, here you go. We're forever grateful for that. When we were able to give it back, we said, brother, we appreciate you with some interest on top, because I don't ever want nobody to think, me and my husband. So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we needed to be helped out. Then when he...
Oh, that's nice. So we think. All right. So like I said, and I honor my word. If you guys call in, I will answer. Calling from 111, you are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about all of this?
I think it's simply just deflection, because every time there's an election or something serious is happening in the world, then they bombard us with celebrity gossip. I believe Monique, she's from Baltimore, and we all know there are parts of Baltimore that are rigged with poverty and drugs and what have you, but we have never heard of her putting anybody on from Baltimore. Also, Oprah as well. You go all the way to Africa when you could have opened up a school right there in Baltimore. It makes no sense.
Wow, I
They
never thought
always
about it like
bombard
that.
us with- Yeah, they always bombard us with celebrity, just like, what's this young lady, Krishan Rock, all this ignorant stuff they bombard us with as they pass more and more laws. I just found out a couple of days ago that I always try to drop little jewels, and I just found out certain days ago that there are certain laws being passed. If you're caught, just say, for instance, you have to use the bathroom or something, and you just go by a trash can or something and use it, they are now labeling you a sex offender, and you'll get a charge for that.
Well, essay
So make
offender,
sure you all check
essay,
out
essay offender.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. So make sure you check out the laws that's being passed as they're distracting us. Thanks for opening up your platform. Have a
Well,
good
you
day.
don't gotta go right now. I mean, you brought up
I'm sorry.
a point.
I didn't know if it's other callers. I just didn't want
No, you got the floor right now. But I've always thought that, but I just didn't want to say it. Because like when I used to do gossip, it used to be really lightweight, but now it's
Yeah.
like so many gossipers, so many YouTube channels, so many AIs, and behind
Yeah.
every AI, it is a person. But they're like machines that are political,
Yeah.
targeted towards certain entertainers that are black. And it's like they're pushing this narrative to come after black celebrities in such a way
Yes.
to have this hate train. And even though a lot of all those people, celebrity, government, they all do wicked stuff, but they're definitely are getting certain individuals and they're putting all their wicked stuff out in the public for them to hang. So it definitely felt like this is, what do you call that? When you're looking, it's a hunt, a witch hunt, as you can say.
Yeah.
And we all
it's
know
like
that.
it's become sorry.
Yeah, black people will always witch hunt for other groups of individuals. And we do know this is election time, so
Yeah.
it's going to be more of that. And we know that gossip, people don't even watch news anymore, especially black people. They're all on social media. So they are going to get involved in social media. They know where you are. They know that they can just put any rumor out here and you're going to eat it up.
Yeah.
And you're going to be distracted because they are so distracted with the littlest, the craziest gossip. And they're not going to read. They're not going to critical think. They're not going to do any research. Only research they're going to do is other gossip channels that's going to feed them other crap and other, fake beliefs and stuff. So I always felt that way, but I didn't feel like people wanted to hear that. Like it was too much for them. Because, a lie is so much easier to believe and it's so much entertaining and it's so much fun for the lie. It's so colorful, But go ahead, continue to talk.
It's in reverse. It's like we're living in reverse now, whereas though it's so popular to believe a lie, and it's like it's distraction and deflection is what I think is happening right now.
Yeah.
And it's like even as far as the avatars, you have to watch what you say. You can't say certain things, and then you don't know who's behind the avatar. And then if somebody don't like certain things you're saying, then they may dox your family, your life. It's just becoming whereas though we're depending on social media.
And the algorithm is crooked too. Everything is crooked.
Yeah.
And nothing has changed. It's just a modern time. Just like in the past, didn't they lie to people in the past? Didn't they say women couldn't read because that's just not what they designed for? Women can't run a company. They always have put lies and they pushed agendas that women couldn't do anything. That was an agenda. That was just norm. You don't try because you're a woman, which is so far from the truth. And they're still doing it in modern day time. They just do it on social media in a different way. Nothing has
And
changed. It's this modern lies.
They always target us. And it's like, I remember not too long ago, they tried to push this agenda with gay men and black women. It's like we have been in alliance forever. So don't try to push that on us because we have always been for each other. So it's
But
like
they have
always
to.
divide and conquer us.
Yeah, but they have to. That's the only way to divide. I think we all know that. The only way to get to overcome or to dominate a group is to divide them. And you see that they're doing a great job. Black women and black men are divided on social media, and it's for entertainment. They are trying to divide the LGBT. They want to take the T and put it against the gays and the lesbians. But that's their whole plan, is to divide and conquer. And that's how you do it. That's how you run anything.
But these celebrities have to realize, especially being of African descent, they have to realize that to the ones that are above them, they're no better. You're just another, you know what I mean, I'm not going to say it, to them. So it's like when they get on their high horse, it's like then when, things don't go their way, then all of a sudden, black power again. No. Where was all of this when you all forgot about us, when we got you all there?
Yeah.
So now that you don't get everything you want, then you want us to feel sorry for you? Absolutely not. Yeah, because I'm like, what have you are two black women that's from Baltimore, which y'all will be a powerhouse together. And it's like, y'all, what have y'all done for Baltimore? And then all because one don't want to apologize to the next? Unbelievable. But then it's like, what are you teaching the generation under you? You're not teaching them to apologize when you wrong someone. You got two different, you have one that's 70 and one in her 50s. It's like, what are you teaching the generation under you? But then you want the young people to look up to you, but it also says do not provoke the young people. So it's like, even though you're older, there's some old fools out here too. Just because you're older, that does not mean you're wiser. Some people just older. But it's like they always say things in reference to the young people, but it's like you were once young. So we need each other.
Yeah.
And then young people, I tell them all the time, you all can do so many things because you all life is social media. You all can form groups and do so many things to get a lot of these older politicians out. Because grandma and granddad do not need to be making no rules for life.
No, because they're not going to be here, and they're only going to do it based on their upbringing. They don't get the young people because it's in a different time. You guys were raised up in a different world, and this is not the world that you knew. This is a different world. It's their time. It's their time.
And it's like they're hard. They don't want to accept that. And then I see situations where I'm sorry you messed your life up 30 years ago. That's not my fault today. Stop blaming people for your decisions. And won't you try to teach somebody what not to do? But, you see a lot of people that leave this earth with so much knowledge. And you were so selfish you didn't even want to share it with anyone younger than you. I say it all the time. I try to tell them, learn the laws in your city and your state. Because while you're sleeping, they're making new laws.
Oh,
and it's
all
not the law
time.
fault that you don't know it.
Yeah. They know all these rap songs. They know, don't they know these rap songs, girl? They know these rap songs from start to finish, but they don't know these laws.
You have millionaires talking about trapping, meanwhile your kids go to private schools. It makes no sense. You have talking about the hood. You don't even drive by it. And you live in a suburb somewhere. And I tell these young people, strive to be something better than just an athlete. Look at some of the inventors. Look at some of the black inventors. Push that. The light, heart transplant. Look, a black man invented Vicks Vapor Rub that we all have used in our life. Push that.
But you know what I will say about that? It is so hard I know when I was coming up, and it's been a while. When you were known as a smart black kid, you got beat up. Being smart was not seen to be right. It wasn't seen to be cool. It was seem like you're trying to be white. You're trying to do better than anybody else. So when you're smart and people know it, and you can read, people tend to want to physically harm you because your smartness shames them. It makes them feel weak. It makes them feel something. And that is still present today. And you see, when you look around and you see a lot of these brothers, they can't communicate, they can't articulate, they have no confidence. All they do is sit up in that room and play that game, and they 35. They
become introverts, yes?
Honey.
I see it all the time. And I tell them, while you're in there playing that game, make some money, become a gamer personally. Create the game system. Create something instead of wasting all that time playing that game. Get out your room and be productive. Don't be scared of the world, because you become an introvert, and see, when mom and daddy gone, who's going to be there for you? So I tell them, I try to instill in them all the time, pull your pants up. When I was coming up, when I seen a person's pants down, it was normally an old man that was a plumber or something like that. I tell them, pull your pants up and have some dignity about yourself. You know, all the time, it's like each one teach one. We're supposed to do that.
Child, these parents are not doing that. These parents are lazy. They want
to be the friends. They want to be their child's friend.
I don't even know about that, because I'm thinking about people I know. And honey, when I tell you, when it comes to a role model, a lot of these parents are not. A lot of these parents have emotional issues. They're yelling, they're cussing, they're verbal abusive. They're upset because their marriage ain't working out. The kids see it, the kids feel it. You got some parents that are cuddling their kids and don't want their kids to move out at their big age.
No.
Okay? Okay, and you got some parents that are taking advantage of these kids, that are using their kids' credit cards, putting stuff in their name at a young age. The kids didn't even have a fighting chance. You don't have a lot of these parents that are instilling a lot of values and morals, because the parents don't got none. When they see mama out here twerking with no clothes on and seeing so many men and women up in mama's area and seeing father being a whore, you the role model.
Mom at the club, daddy buying loose cigarettes in front of the store. I see it all the time. Yeah, but it's just a matter of, I tell them, I say, like you said, when you were younger, it wasn't hip to be a nerd. Guess what? Be a nerd today, because the nerd, you want to be in tech. That's where the money's at. Yeah, the money is not into being an athlete anymore, because one injury and that's it. But you get into tech, and I tell them all the time, get into tech. Have somebody teach you a trade. Just like, what's his name? Farrakhan said during the Million Man March. If you're a man and you don't have a job, your job is to create one. So no more excuses.
Yeah.
Being a victim, play it out. Be victorious. It's all on you. Everything lies within you. So I tell them, if your daddy was a granddad, a racist, you don't have to be a racist because your granddad was one. That's just like to say if your granny was an alcoholic, you're going to be one because granny was one. At some point, you have to make your own decisions. Open that third eye and look at the world.
Yeah, that sounds so easy to do.
But
However,
you have to do it.
You gotta do it, but they ain't gonna do it, and I tell you why. They are not raised up with energy, and they don't got the spirit of just do it like Nike. It's a lot of laziness that goes on.
There's a whole prison system
Wait. Let me finish. It's a laziness. And in order to get to a certain part of your life where you have confidence, you have to unpack a lot of things that you've been told. A lot of these kids are raised up and they've been told you ain't shit. You ain't gonna never be shit. You know, you dumb as hell. They've been told that by their friends, their mama, and everybody. So they already beaten down and decided to be a criminal because, shit, they fit the description, and everybody else says, they already said it. When you grow up, you ain't going to be nothing but like your goddamn daddy in jail. So they just fall into it.
Daddy, so what that makes mama? If you pick this daddy, what that make mama?
That may be true, but
See
we're
how that
talking
goes?
about the kids right now and their mindset. So I'm saying when you have went through all that trauma and you don't feel you don't have the courage and you don't have the strength because that has not been instilled within you. And somebody say, well, pick it up. You can do it. That shit, girl, child, that goes in, out the
But you
ear
have
and out
to.
the other. It
Guess
don't
what? Life is not fair for none of us.
It
So at
sound
what point
good,
do you
but
get
they
up-
ain't gonna
you
do
Get
that.
out of
They
your wallow and say, "This is not."
Hold on, you keep
nothing
on
is coming out of
over-talk-
this. So let me
yeah.
change my way of thinking.
I get what you're saying, but you keep on over talking me. But
I'm sorry.
they hear it, but it's not gonna do anything. It just sounds nice. They have to do the work and they have to come up and you have to develop a skill set to want to do the work. To unpack all that you've been told. And people don't even know how to do that because you say, get up and do it. Well, I get up and I do it, but I still have this shit in my mind that I ain't shit and I can't do it right. And when I come with one hiccup, I'm ready to quit because they was right. I don't know how to do this shit. Goddamn, I ain't trying to do this shit. This too much, you know? So you have that mind to unpack a lot of stuff that you have been told and to get a lot of skill set and confidence into yourself. And with confidence, honey, and the do-right spirit and never give up, you could go so far, even if you mess up. But if you have the mindset that you can do it, and no matter how many times you F up, you going to still get back on that thing and do it again and again and again and again, honey, you going to break free somewhere. Okay? But it's the
At some
mindset.
point.
These kids have been beaten. Do you understand? Since they were small growing up. That's a lot of years to unpack. It's not going to happen
I've raised
overnight.
foster
It's
kids,
not
so
going to
I
happen in a
understand how that
month.
goes.
It ain't going to happen in a year. And you know what else is about it? Once you unpack, it don't stop. You cannot stop unpacking. You got to keep on going on the right foot because once you stop and you feel like, okay, honey, you can slip back real easy.
That's
You
true.
can go back to comfort zone.
But the easiest thing in the world to do is to be a victim. When do you say, I've had enough of this? At some point, you have to have enough of it, or you're going to repeat it yourself. Just like a rocking chair, you ain't going nowhere. So at some point, you have to change your mindset. We all have to unlearn some stuff we were taught. Some come from a generation where you got the crap beat out of you. Where the next generation, they call the police on that. So at some point, you have to relearn some things. At some point, you cannot just wallow in self-pity all of your life because that will cause you to be old and bitter. I say it all the time.
Well, I agree with you. However, the kids today, they are in that mindset. They don't know. When you don't know, you don't know. You don't even think it's possible. When you don't think something
that's
is
why
possible.
you grab one or two and you
Hold
teach
on.
them what
yeah,
you
you
know.
keep over talking me. But when you don't think
Which
it's
I get it.
when you don't think
get it.
something is possible, it's not even it don't exist. Okay? When
what is
something
your
don't
solution
exist,
in
hold
this
on, you
problem?
keep
What is your solution?
but you keep over talking me. I can't finish my talking points. So with those individuals, they go to alcohol, they go to pills, they go to this lean, they go to all these substance to try to get away from their reality, and they end up becoming addicts. And so many people around them are the addicts, and it become normalized, and this is life. And it's so unfortunate because they are great and they don't know it because they were not raised that they were great. They were always beaten down by society. Okay? Now what were you going to say?
I've raised foster kids I've raised heroin babies, crack addicted babies. I've done all that. So that's why I said, what is your solution in reference to some of this? What is your solution?
To reference
In
to
reference
what?
to,
Because that's a
the
big
younger
that is
people
that is
trying
a
to help
big
them.
that is a big spectrum. What is my solution to?
Yeah, just some suggestions to help the younger people to try to get out of this victimhood? What is your suggestions?
Well, it starts with the parents. The parents have to be the role models. The parents have to be in the right state of mind and the right conditions to raise and instill in them standards and purpose and confidence. If these parents don't have it, if this mama, she don't love herself, she letting this dude beat on her, do all types of shit to her, how is that showing strength and confidence and self-love? You know, so... You know, I don't have the answers. I tell you right now, I don't. All I can speak from is what I see, the experience, and what's around me.
Yes. But thank you for having this dialogue with me.
Yeah,
It was
I
a great
appreciate you.
conversation. And I said, okay, let me just take a chance because I see, like I said, I just learned some of these new laws recently, and I was just, I said, if you don't know, then you'll get caught up in this system. If you don't know, if I just use the bathroom right here by a trash can, I might have a record. So it's just like, that's why I said just look into some of the new laws that were created as we're going through all this deflection with these celebrities.
Yeah. All right.
And thank you so much. You have a beautiful platform, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to just vent a little bit.
I
Thank you so much.
appreciate it. It's needed. And I appreciate you for dropping those gems so we can pick it up and we can be aware what's going on around us.
Yes. Have a great weekend.
You too. All
Bye-bye.
right. Call in, you guys. Call in, talk. Are you guys enjoying this dialogue? If you are, press 3. And we need you guys' help. This channel, we need your help. We need you to like this video. And we need you guys to subscribe to this YouTube channel, The Messy Sweet Spot, and tell a friend. We need to start this dialogue. All right, we're going on to our next caller, calling from 214. You are live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about all of this?
Yes, ma'am, Queen Kiki, I have not let go of you, not yet.
I hope not.
And I'm back. That was a wonderful dialogue between you two beautiful queens. And I understand totally both of you all's points. You both had great points, awesome points, I may add. But I also wanted to pick up where y'all was at and give a little more in depth with that you all were speaking on. Basically, I heard from the question was, what has Monique or Krishan done for the city of Baltimore? And I guess I want to chime in and say, actually, what I was speaking about the first time I called in is that how spread out this is across every field. So in that breath to say what they have done, we need to look at individuals that are in these professional positions to say what they have done for their communities as well. How are they giving back? The answer that the Queen was asking for, I believe, is in the women like herself that has this knowledge that she can share, but we don't even have our own institutions set up. We got a lot of doctors and professionals in all of these trades and fields, but we don't have training centers owned and operated in our communities where they're teaching others to learn those trades that they know so we can keep it going in our communities with not only skilled but educated individuals. And this is the climate that we're dealing with it from, as you speak and mention of, with a lot of trauma, adding abuse of substances, from substance abuse. All of that stuff plays into meeting people on the level that they are at. You know, we can talk back and forth all day on what the solutions are, but the youth and the people who are really needing the help and needing assistance from just others that know a little bit more, they're not being reached or given that accommodation. And now we see in every city that is democratic, I might as well say it because that's what it is, that offering asylum basically to the immigrants, or they calling them migrants, whatever, so have you, whatever you want to say. It's individuals that aren't United States citizens. They're giving in Chicago, just for example, financial means like up to $9,000. And see, you have black faces in those positions that's approving such things of that nature. So again, I have to stress that we are the own problem and the solution to our problem. That's what it is in a nutshell. And if people would see how we need to build all of those institutions that we rely on for ourselves, by ourselves, which is a common thread that's been said for many
well, hold
years.
on. Okay, 214. All right. So I appreciate that. I guess maybe we're getting a little bit too off topic. The numbers are dropping. But I will say, just to end that and go to the next caller, I grew up in a neighborhood that was nice, you know? However, my own people destroyed my neighborhood. The schools I went to are all burnt down. The neighborhood, the houses that I went over, my friends, all gone. You know, it's not even a house anymore, you know? So it sounds
that's the point.
good.
Are we going to make the problem go away because we the ones that can solve it? All those that help destroy where are they to build it back up?
They not gonna do that, and I think it's kind of naive to feel like those thugs in my neighborhood is gonna build it back up. They don't have the mind. They don't look at you as they sister. They will rob you. Do you understand that? They will take your life if you fight for your purse. So yeah, but I understand that's your belief and that's your dream. But everybody believe differently and they feel differently. But I thank you so much for calling. Okay, I'm gonna let you go for right now. Anytime. Calling from 206. I'm going to the next caller. 206, you're live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about all of this? Hello? 602? All right, let's get...
602.
Yeah, you are
602?
here. Yes, I can hear you well. Hold on for 1 second, okay? Let's give a big old thank you to Loretta Banks. Thank you, girl. Donating $20. Thanks for the come, okay? And HBCUs, go and visit for the information, okay? Thank you so much, and read that message, just in case if I messed up. Now, 602, you are live on the air. What are your thoughts about all of this?
Hello. I just want to say that this is the best show right now on YouTube with
Thank
Gigi.
you.
So everybody hit those likes.
Hit
those likes.
I like how you talking.
And subscribe. Well, I just wanted to say that Monique put it down at the comedy show. She spoke back. She spoke her truth. While there's people saying that they're getting bored hearing her bring this up and why is she still going on about this, honestly, we need to know the truth as consumers when we're choosing what we're going to watch on TV, what we're going to purchase tickets to go see. We need to know where our money is going. Do we really want to support people like Oprah, Steven Tyler? Those were people that I grew up thinking were like really good people. Oprah was the queen when I was, I was born in 73. So in the 80s, 90s, Oprah was a good person. So we thought. But you see their actions. You see everything that they're doing and what they don't do. So when Monique is talking about these people, it's very telling when you see their actions. You've seen Oprah, what happened in Hawaii. You've seen Oprah when she does bring people on her show and how she does do them wrong with questions that she asks, and she goes over the line, what she did to Michael Jackson and his family. You just think about all the things that she's done. So the truth is out there. People can't just blame Monique. The truth is telling. And as far as Tyler Perry, or is that his name, Tyler Perry? or is it Steven Tyler? What?
Tyler Perry.
Yeah. Yeah. When he first came out, he was so religious, gospel. People were following him. I wanted to spend all this money to see his show when he used to do the shows. He'd go into different towns and his whole show would be going on. I wanted so much to see Medea, and I wanted, because it lifted me, all the spiritual things he would say. But then you start finding out this is what he's really doing. People are saying, this is what he does. And then you start putting two and two together, and it's not always what you think, it is. So by Monique telling, okay, this is what I got an award for, and now this is what I'm getting cheated out of, it's her story, and she's not the only one that it's happening to in the entertainment business. So I am for Monique as far as her speaking her truth, and it's hard. It's hard for women because a lot of men do just want the women to, it's just something you got to do. You got to keep your mouth shut. Yes, if you want a job, you got to keep quiet. It doesn't work like that. At one point, women were holding men up. For the longest time, when World War II was here and the men were enlisted and they had to go fight in the war, who was making the house note? Who was taking care of the children? Who was making the car payment? Who was keeping the house together? All these men were enlisted to go fight at war, and the women were getting the jobs. They were being secretaries. They were being phone operators. They were having to hold the household down and get jobs while the men were enlisted in the war. So we can't forget, women, we had to be strong. We had to follow up and take care of the household, hold up our men. So when women are speaking their minds, like Monique, we have to listen. She's that auntie, and I'm proud of her because I'm that auntie in my family where sometimes the truth hurts and people don't want to hear it. But guess what? It's going to hurt you today because I'm going to tell you. And you can't live a lie. And when people have good gems to tell you and good advice and are speaking the truth, we have to listen. Because later on, people are going to play the dumb card. Oh, well, we didn't know. No, you did know, but you chose to turn the other way because it was convenient. And what Monique is doing is she's letting people know, look, I'm telling you, this is what's going on. And it's not just Oprah, and it's not just Tyler Perry. It's D.L. Hughley, who really disappointed me because I really was rooting for him too, but he's very telling on his actions, what he's done. And Joe Budden, just the way he treats women, we already know he's a mess. So that does not surprise me. But all these things going on, people go by their actions. Just by their actions, you can tell the truth is coming out. And people are probably thinking, it's too much, we're tired of hearing it. Okay, well, if you're tired of hearing it, then turn off the TV, turn off the radio, go do you. But later on, don't complain that you didn't know because it's right here, right in front of our faces, and I feel that that's one of the most important things is to knowledge. Knowledge is key, and we have to ask questions. When nobody wants to ask questions, you better ask that question. And some people do want you to not say anything and just stay quiet. But the bottom line is women, men, we are humans. Both roles are needed in this world to survive. We need strong men. We need strong women. And it's not something that we should be embarrassed about, that we should hide. I say we should back up people like Monique because when she does speak the truth, it is very, very truthful. Yeah.
All right. Well, I thank you so much for telling that truth. That was a nice surprise.
What do you think? What do you think about Monique? What are your thoughts, Gigi?
You said what?
What are your thoughts with this whole, with her doing the comedy show and people telling her that she said too much? What are your thoughts?
I think that she has to let people know the truth because they lied on her so many times and they destroyed her for years. They took so much money from her. They destroyed her mentally, and all she wants is justice. All she wants is the truth to be told once and for all, and that's all she wants. They offered her money, Tyler, and her husband said they would not be compromised. They would not be sold out from their morals and values, and they just want the truth. They don't want any checks. They just want the honest truth. And people are saying that Tyler Perry then paid Christian Keys to be quiet, and that's why he's not talking no more.
Right. And I think that she also feels that they did her wrong from day one because yeah, she won an Emmy award. Is that what it's called? The award that she got for playing what was the movie Precious? But
Precious.
she's got so much talent. She played on the Parkers. Why did it have to take for her to play a role like that to finally get light on her? They did her wrong. They should have continued to cast her on movies, not just playing a role like that. She's got so much more to give, and I think that's another reason why she's upset too, because it's like, okay, yeah, I got an award, I showed my skills, but look at the role that she played. That was a tough role, and for her, now she's like, okay, I did this, I got the award, people love me, what's my next movie? I want that money. There's nothing wrong with her getting paid what she's owed, but they cut her off. And that's not right. She has so much talent, and now she's at the point where she's mad, and I don't blame her for that. I'd be mad too, And I think being behind Cat Williams on the road, they're doing their show. I think that's the best thing she could have done is reach out to him, and say, give me this opportunity, and she's coming clean. We're not perfect. We're human, but guess what? We wake up every day and we ask for forgiveness. God allows us a chance to breathe one more day. So let's do better. Let's, don't hold on to the past too much. If someone has done something bad and now they're coming forward and they repented and they're like, all right, you know what? It's time to do right. It's time to do good. Give them that opportunity to do good and do better, A lot of people like to bring up people's past and make them not accountable, but people, we can change, we grow. Now, there's a lot that get stuck and don't want to change and don't want to grow. Those are the naysayers. Those are the people that are saying, Oprah would never do that. Not Tyler Perry. He's not like that. Those are the people that want to be stuck. Those are the people that they like the way the cycle is going. Instead of changing things, they're just on repeat. And people like Monique, we got to move forward. We got to do better. She's got grandkids. She's got to be the example for her family, I'm not saying we're perfect. We're not. There's days, I slip up too. But we have to, we got people watching us. And if we want the younger generation to do better, because this is a tough generation. This generation is so desensitized and is on another level. We have to show up. We have to put our foot down and say, no, you're not going to talk that way. No, you're not going to do this. No, and we have to show the way, and not get lost. But yeah, I applaud Monique.
Yes. So I'm excited to see what else she's going to do because she got a standing ovation, and I'm sure that is well deserved. And she's like, yes, finally. Because it's been so long. It's been a long journey. It's been a long fight. Do you understand?
Yes.
And they counted her out. They didn't think that she was going to be able to bounce back like this. They didn't think that she was going to have a voice. They thought she was just going to be, nobody's going to think she's crazy and nobody would pay attention to her anymore. But social media changed that game because now everybody has a voice. I think if it was back like 30 years ago when social media was not a thing or whatever, I think Monique, wouldn't be around.
True. Yeah, there's truth to that. And not to mention Kevin Hart. I wanted to see his wife's part of the comedy. I wanted his ex-wife. I wanted to see what she had to say because Kevin Hart's on a lot of commercials. He's on a lot of commercials, and I don't trust him. I don't trust him one bit. Like I just get this vibe from him, and he's very upset right now too with a lot of people that are speaking on him. So with his ex-wife being on the show that Cat Williams is doing, I'm curious to see what her comedy. Because according to what they're saying, she's the one that used to write his jokes.
Wow.
So behind every man is a strong woman. You know what I mean?
Yes,
We gotta. Yeah. So I just wanted to share those thoughts.
Well, I'm glad you did, and I hope you called back. I really appreciate your talking points. All right. So I appreciate you.
You have a good evening.
All right. Good night. We're going to let you go for right now. All right. And I definitely have to say a big thank you to David. Thank you, David. David donated $3 from my Cash App, PINKLIPS500. If you guys would like to donate to the show, feel free to do so at PINKLIPS500, or you can donate on YouTube. Also, I would like to give a big old thank you to Miss Jackson, donated $1. Thank you, Miss Jackson. Shout out to my niece, baby girl, donating $10. Thank you. Thank you, Missy D, donating $10. Hey, I appreciate you, boo. And also, thank you, Miss Jackson, for donating another $2. Hey, how you doing? All right, so let's keep on going to these phone calls. Calling from 667, you're live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel. Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am, most certainly.
Oh, okay, I just heard some heavy breathing. What are your thoughts about everything?
No. I just wanted to say I like the last caller too, but just that I think it kind of touch on a lot of like it's like we having a hard conversation, even though it's like it don't really have much to do with what the Monique part of it is, and I appreciate that you doing that and stuff like that, taking time to do that instead of just involving in the foolishness part of it. And I think it's a lot that we can grow from, in having these conversations. Even with Cassie, I think, all of it kind of touch on some critical issues that are bothering these superstars, but also us as well. And I just think that that's like extremely important. Yeah, my name's Sean too, and I called last night as well. She said she didn't trust Kevin Hart, and I think like Jamie Foxx kind of in the midst of that too. He in a lot of commercials too, and I'm like real sketchy about that as well. Monique, Tyler Perry said Tyler Perry apologized in the conversation with Monique on the phone and recording. But if you remember, he also said, turned around and said that Monique owed him and Oprah an apology, but he couldn't speak on the behalf of Oprah, and it just changed from Monique. It just changed from him owing her apology to her owing him an apology. And then when Monique gave the apology that she gave last night, I felt like that was like well deserved. But I don't want to stay on long, but I just had one other question. I'm trying to understand what is this stuff that happened with Joe Budden. I don't really understand that too much.
Got it. Okay, so Joe Budden, he came out today, and he pretty much said that Monique was wrong. I don't know if you know, but Monique, she did a show, and I'm assuming she put Kevin Hart name on it because Kevin Hart told her, he volunteered and say, listen, I got your back. I will do the show and all this and all that. And Kevin Hart, he lied and he flipped it like she was crazy. Like, what are you doing? Why would you put my name on that? I don't want nothing to do with you. He lied. He told her I wanted to work with her. And then behind the scenes, he was like, whatever you do, disassociate me from.
He had a lawyer.
Yeah.
He had a lawyer call. Yes, man. I'm familiar with that part of it. So Joe Budden
was
wrong because of that?
Yeah, Joe Budden just, cracked on her and say she was wrong, that Monique is crazy. That's just Hollywood does, and she was just wrong for it.
Yeah, I think, he's just an attention seeker. It's just another one. Like the lady said, I think the people, Steve Harvey and, Ari Spears and all the people dressing up as drags and Steve Harvey and everybody, I feel like they're trying to keep us from having this type of a conversation. You know what I mean? Like Monique kind of, even though it's not specifically on that topic, but once we get into the marrow of the issue, we kind of end up here every time or whatever. So I think that they just trying to have us to not have that conversation that just seems obvious, to me. So like I said, I just appreciate you taking the time to do to talk over those issues and not just brush over it. And that's pretty much it.
All right.
Yes,
well, I
thank
thank you so much. I appreciate every time you call. All right. So we're going to let him go. The phone number is open, you guys. So if you guys want to call in, let us know your thoughts about it. It's open. Nobody's here. We did have a caller, but they dropped down. But I did want to finish Monique talking about Kevin Hart.
Back with, I got you. I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, I'll executive produce, I'll partner with you. I said, good shit, Kevin, because we're in a deal with Endemol. And we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world, right? And was then. We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner, executive use. They was like, oh, this is incredible because when you put Kevin Hart's name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
2 weeks go by. We get a call from Endemol. Endemol says, we just got a call from Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky. And Dave Becky said, Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Monique.
Wow.
So whatever she told y'all, he doesn't want to do anything with her, nothing. You know, he doesn't want any kind of...
Wow, that got to be heartbreaking. And Joe is on a podcast slamming Monique, saying that she is crazy. Ooh, that is heartbreaking. I just play a little bit of what Joe was saying.
You know the talk.
Yeah.
He had the
It'd be phony.
He had the phony talk. She said, I immediately hung up and called my company, Endemol, and said, Kevin Hart said that he is down to executive produce and work and do such and such and such. Tell that to the company you're talking to, because that's going to get this green lit faster. Of course, if you add Kevin Hart's name to anything, she's not the only one that knows that. Kevin Hart knows that also. So now, that's not how I do business as a billionaire or someone that has those goals.
That's true.
That is not how we conduct
That's not
business.
how this works.
So what Kevin Hart did was call his manager.
His manager, yeah.
And said,
Go do the dirty work.
Whatever he said, which by Monique's version was, yo, I don't want nothing to do with Monique. I do not want to work with Monique at all. So when she does this move, you
make
let
sure
them
you already
know.
know,
I have done that millions of times.
I've done that.
Yo, 95% of the time when you niggas come up to me in the street and I say cool and shake my head and dap you up and say let's work, we gonna get it.
But that don't make it right,
But
nigga.
yeah,
It
but
don't make it right.
Yeah, so why would if it's somebody that you probably are, you know you're not going to see them. You know what I mean? They're not going to cross your path.
Hold up, because I'm on rant mode. It don't make it wrong.
It does.
It kind of makes it really wrong.
Now, why? Let me tell you why. How?
And also, hold on. So,
Okay, all right,
one second,
I wanna
because you
hear
guys haven't seen it. So I want you to make your point. But right before this, he had handed her like a really big check because she and her family were suffering. So he was like, "Here." She said, Kevin Hart. So she said she's paid back the money.
That made it worse for me.
But so
that one made it worse for me.
She paid him back with interest.
I don't give a fuck what she did. I'm Kevin Hart, and in a time of need for you,
I heard he's the nicest guy in the
I
world.
dug in my pocket and I paid you.
So
as a friend. No, hold up. Don't try to brush over that. Stop for a minute. As a friend, I didn't have to do none of that shit.
Right.
That was the extent of my courtesy. You paid it back, great. But that was the courtesy.
So then why?
The nerve of you to still, after that, go add my name to a business deal? Are you crazy?
But then,
no, that's not how you do business. I'm sorry.
But why bother saying it? Why bother saying that you'll even participate if you have no intentions of doing it?
Melissa, you an actress and you've been in LA. We don't have time for that. You an actress and you lived in LA.
I heard that's
and I think
that's LA shit.
It really to take a meeting to take a meeting to talk about taking another meeting where shit never actually happens.
Melissa knows
that's New York shit.
That's
I do,
So
and I hate that shit.
Yeah, but that don't mean that it's not a thing. It's a thing.
It is a thing. But
And industry veterans know it's a thing. I'm not going to talk about Kevin Hart and Monique like they don't know that that's a thing.
But we also don't know like the true kind of like sense of their relationship. So she might
no relationship makes that move okay. And Kevin Hart's clear reaction to it tells you that.
My thing is this.
Now let's go back. Feel free to call in if you have any statements. We want to hear from you.
Relationship with Monique.
So what changed between the 2 weeks and plus he gave you a check, you gave the money back, then said he would partner with you, executive produce, whatever you need, Mo, hey, we got you. So what transpired, or what do you think transpired between then that 2 week period?
Well, soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately. I said, hey, baby, we just got off the phone with Endemol, and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, you don't want anything to do with me. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now. I said, wait a minute. Are you okay, though, with this white man calling them up? Getting in between our relationship after something you said. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him. I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again.
All right, hold on. Wait. Okay, so you guys are seeing this in real time. So I want to know, what are you guys' thoughts about this? Feel free to call in. We want to hear from you. I have to let a commercial play. Make sure you guys like this video, okay? We need all the likes we can get, okay?
When you allow somebody to come in between a relationship with a woman that you said, I'm like your mother. You said I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that. So everything that baby was saying sitting here, everything he was saying was on the up and up, because when you hear people say, get the anger out your heart. Oh man, no one's saying he's lying. No one ever said I was lying. It's so easy to discount and devalue because of what we look like.
Right.
However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue, because that is your voice on that audio. Remember on Good Times when Penny's mother was whooping up on her and she had recorded it? That's you on tape. So how does it go from you saying you're going to give me an apology to now I owe you an apology?
But what do you want an apology for?
What could I possibly owe you an apology for when you've admitted? See, when Lee Daniels says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was offered that role. Now Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbot I was difficult to work with. Do you see how that cost my family?
Yes.
And with no accountability, because, oh, it's the great Tyler Perry? No, you've got to be accountable for that. Oprah Winfrey, you've got to be accountable for the things you've done with my family. You've got to be accountable for that.
Is there any relationship between you and Tyler and you and Oprah currently?
No. When we have our juggernauts, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, these are our juggernauts of our community. These are the people that our babies say, when I grow up, I want to be that.
Yes.
I want to be like that. So we have to call those people to the mat and say, listen, what are you teaching our babies? You're feeding poison because you're showing them your private jet. I'm going to show you my mansion. I'm going to show you my fancy cars, but my character is shot and I'm bankrupt. I got a lot of money in my bank. It's more zeros than some of them than we can imagine. But their character, they are bankrupt. Those are bankrupt people. So everybody that Kat sat right here and told you about, I can't wait to see your next interviews with those people.
They ain't coming on now, Mo.
Invite them.
I have.
They not gonna do it?
Well, look, I've already done Steve. I have a relationship with Steve.
Do him again. Do him again. And I'm going to say this.
I'm trying to get Oprah and Tyler, though.
Baby, we got him. Y'all, come on, stop playing.
They ain't coming on more fakes to you.
You know how. And I don't want to put you on a spot, but I'm going to say it because I appreciate you as a black man and what you're doing.
Thank you.
If you are my friend, and someone says to me, Monique, Shannon Sharp wronged me, and you my friend, I'm going to call my friend.
You can come to me.
And I'm going to say, hey, is what they saying true? And if you get to hemming and hawing, I'm going to tell you, till you fix it, you and I can't talk. Because if you'll do them that way, it'll be a matter of time before you do it to me. So if Steve Harvey is your friend, you call your friend up and you ask him, is what our sister saying right, man? Because if it is, we can't do that to her. If that's our sister. See, it took a transgender named T.S. Madison.
All right, T.S. Madison. Come on, give it up for T.S. Madison. A transgender. Go ahead now. Come on, where the transgenders at? Girl, what?
It was a guy named Jamaica Carter. Jamaica Carter and our mutual friend. Jamaica Carter and our friends. T.S. Madison was a mutual friend. So Jamaica called me and said, would you mind doing T.S. Madison's show? I go do T.S. Madison's show. When I tell T.S. Madison when the camera cuts, I said, listen, Your friend is wrong. She said, Monique Lee Daniels is my friend. I said, then you need to call your friend and tell him to fix this shit. She said, I will. Within a couple of days, who did I get a call from? Lee Daniels. See, that's a friend. That's a true friend that's saying, I love you so much that I want to make sure that's not on your heart or your conscience. Let's fix it. Let's make it right. So when people ask Lee now, when we did the deliverance together, how was it to work with Monique? It was as if we had never parted ways because he fixed it. He owned it and he took accountability for it. I can't now keep you to the cross because you've owned it.
Right.
I've had to be forgiven.
Right.
So I appreciate that someone had grace and mercy with me. So I'm going to have that with other people. When they.
All right. Lee Daniels, she has forgiven Lee Daniels. All right. And all thanks to T.S. Madison. You go, girl. You go, girl. All right, so I just want to say I thank everybody for calling. I thank everybody for liking, sharing. I thank you all for the donations. It means a lot. And hopefully we can have this conversation again tomorrow, all right? So we don't have any phone lines right now, but did you guys enjoy the show? If you did, press 5, all right? All right, so I'm going to get on out of here. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on another video. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video. DJ, play that beat. Take it for